What is your American dream?
This is my American dream right here. The feast with a bunch of different people enjoying themselves, no drama, no issues, just having a good time. That's my American dream.
My American dream is that my children have a successful, happy future.
My American dream is for me and my family to live healthy and long lives.
My American dream is living it right now because I came to this country, I traveled the world, I have my own place, I have good credit. So I'm living the American dream.
My American dream is what I'm living right now. Being able to travel, enjoy life, and continue to raise my daughter.
And be married to me.
My American dream is to be happy.
My American dream is always to have happiness within our family, love, and everybody to come to Ferrars and enjoy everything every time.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
We're back!
Is it April
Hello,
Fool's?
everybody! I was ready to go, we're back! And then Julie, the TriCaster guy, tricked us and put me back on, we like to call it here. Are we allowed to say it on what we call that?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, you say it almost
You say it
every
all the
day.
Yeah, well, Jeff Bossy, who doesn't watch much anymore, that 5-minute thing, he calls that perv corner, like I'm a pervert on the corner doing
Right.
stuff. So we're like, oh, we're starting perv corner now. And anyway, welcome. It's October 24th. We are live again. Welcome everyone back. I missed everybody. I missed Belgium Kim. I miss Jonathan Yo-Yo Elliott.
We missed you guys as
Yes.
Ugh, I miss the squad. I miss
I
the.
know.
I can't decide whether I miss Brad or the squad more. Honestly,
I miss both.
Yeah.
I miss you too.
Yes.
I missed
Do you
you,
know?
but we
Do
saw
you
each other a
know? Do you
little.
know what I
Yeah.
did to Belgium Kim? If you can give her a three. I went to Belgium Kim. I walked in this morning. I said,
I'm
"Let
not
me see your
doing this
hand,
with you.
Belgium Kim."
I'm not doing this. With
Right? And she says, "What do you want to see?" I said, "Look, sucker."
This is ridiculous. He's like 19
said,
shades
"Sucker."
darker than I
And
am
then she
now.
says,
Same.
"Yeah, who's the sucker? Your face is peeling, mine ain't."
And that is exactly what I said.
That
I was like, don't laugh so hard, I will keep cracking.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, let's say hello on Facebook to Ibanulua Lomo. Did I pronounce that right?
I'm going to go with yes.
Ibanulua Lomo. David Gabriel, what's up? Julian, Claudia Fletcher saying squad up. Cordella Douglas, Dion Watts. It's like the whole crew's back. It's like,
It's
where have
true.
you guys been? Oh, it's me.
Yeah, that was
it's
all
me.
you. Yep.
All me, not you guys.
No.
I'm ready to blame you guys. Like, where have you been for the last 2 weeks?
Can't do that.
It's all you, brother.
All me.
Yeah.
Christy Kinsali, Marcia McKellar, welcome back. Welcome back, Marcia. I've been here the whole time waiting for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Mia Montauk, how are you? Jessica Kalimi, Lolita Platt, Prosper Ikachukwu, Dion Watson, I said already, Dawn Harriet, Shireen Brown, God working for me, Goa. I believe that's I think that could be like a little patwa thing.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right or not.
Probably not.
Probably not. Ja Love, what's going on? Dion Williams. Tana Lee Bryan says, welcome back, squad. DeForbes says, yay, squad up, everybody.
Aw.
Becky
With the good hair.
Becky with the good hair, also known as Becky Fizuje. Also, by the way, on her
almost the
picture,
same.
has some good hair.
Which is Becky
So,
with the
you
good
know, welcome back. And Carol Anderson, the Tiger, says, miss you guys. We missed you too, Carol. I said Mia Montauk already, right?
Yeah.
Sheena Piran, Kata Rankin saying hello, everybody. And on YouTube, how can we forget YouTube? Change name. Erica Ewell. Jalove Double Fisting. Tracy Lacey, how are you? Cindy Albert, Angela Rawlings. Kelly Desire says, welcome back, guys. Susanna Gooden, welcome back. How was everything? Everything is fantastic. Chuka Daniel Ilachukwu says, hi, Brad. Can a friend file an I-751 marriage base at the same time citizenship application? You'll just have to wait a few minutes to get that answer, right? Tia Persaud. Who else we got here? Andreen Spence. And Tally, a lady by the name of Kimberly Moore making some comments.
Hey.
Yes, I also
Yes,
saw
she
a gentleman
is.
by the name of Jonathan making comments as
Okay.
well. And Suzanne Gooden with some questions. We'll get to you guys in a little bit with all your questions. Judine Roach with a question. We'll get to you as well. And a whole bunch of more people. I would be saying hello all day.
You
and
would be.
And that would be the entire show. Belgium Kim, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, while I get ready to recap the last 2 crazy weeks of
my
news
gosh.
and other things that have been happening around
And,
the
oh
world.
my God.
Can you tell everybody what they need to do right now so we can get our numbers up? We haven't been around in a while. Maybe people forgot us.
Oh, I don't think so.
Don't forget us. Alright, Facebook, I know you guys didn't forget us, but just in case you forgot how to share and how to like and how to show us all the love, I am going to remind you guys how to do that. The very first thing we need you to do is make sure that you've liked our page. Hit that thumbs up. It's like the original Facebook feature. So make sure that you hit that page, and they added a little thing. There's a little bell that pops up right beside it. Make sure that you click on that, because that's going to be the thing that actually tells you when we go live around the 5:45, 5:30-ish time frame. Also, make sure that if you are sharing the show, which I know you are with all your friends and family, make sure that you share and you hit start a watch party. That bad boy is going to send a notification out to all of your friends that this is going down right now, and they got a place to ask their immigration questions right here. So, if you start a watch party, just hit share, start a watch party, and make sure that you are letting all your friends know that you are king of the castle in your comment section watching Brad's show live. Also, if you are telling us any way that you think and feel, it's gotta go in the comments. Don't scream at your phone, we don't hear you, but if you type it, we do, and we respond. Jonathan and I are manning the comments the entire time, and the 3 of us will keep engaging with you as the show goes on. Now, for the people here with immigration needs, I know it's almost all of you. Drop those immigration questions in the comments right now. We answer them first come, first serve. So there's only one reason that you guys are not asking your immigration questions right now, and it's because you're not watching. If you're hearing me, you're watching. Drop that question in right now, family. And of course, there's only one guaranteed way to actually get your question answered. And there's something that you got to do on YouTube too. Yo, tell the people about that.
All right, on YouTube, first thing you're gonna have to do is subscribe. And not only subscribe, but click that little bell right next to it to get notified anytime we go live or anytime we upload a video. All right, it's not just going live.
How many watch parties we got going right now?
So far, I've gotten
Zero.
notifications for none, Brad.
Zero
None.
watch parties.
And I would have gotten notifications for some friends
Zero
with half
watch.
of them.
Like, people forgot to do a watch party.
Do y'all know how to do a watch party,
They
right?
don't know how to do it, obviously.
I just talked them through
No,
it.
you know
How
what?
could
Maybe
you-
nobody's listening, Belgium Kim. Maybe nobody's listening.
Maybe, Brad.
Maybe Jonathan could explain it better.
So listen, I want you guys to let us know right when you start a watch party, okay? Just in case
Yes.
we're not getting your notification. That is the only way we're gonna really know that you're getting
Do you
you're
want
starting a
to
watch
know
party.
why I know no one started a watch
Why?
party? Because on my personal Facebook page, I am friends with many of the Brad
Me
Squad.
too.
Not all, but many. I've gotten no notifications.
Same.
Zero.
Same.
So I need y'all to change that. And in order to do that, all you have to do is click that little arrow that says share, and a couple options down, it says start a watch party. It's simple. So do it now. All right, and also on YouTube now, we also need you guys to share too. So copy the link after you subscribe and click the little bell. You're gonna copy the link and share it to your social media platforms, because you can share it directly to your social media platform, or you can copy the link and send that link in a text message blast. Use your WhatsApp, use your Viber, use your text app, whatever text app you guys use, especially families that are overseas, internationally. Okay, we need you guys to send it to them.
Congratulations, Sophia Gray. I just got the first notification of a watch party.
There you go.
There you go.
Also,
So who
my
else?
Dukes.
My
My
Dukes.
Dukes already starting that watch party. I love it.
I need more, and I need you guys to confirm it in the comment section. And not only that, for YouTube now, we definitely need you guys to put all your questions in the comment section right now. You've been talking about, we haven't been getting to a lot of your questions, and that's because you're not doing what we're saying. We said put it in right now, so put it in right now. It's simple like that. Sheesh. All right, now, this is what you guys have all been waiting for. This is where we schmooze with Brad.
Now I was on a deserted deserted island away from the world for 2 weeks.
Okay, Gilligan.
I came back. I was Gilligan.
Yeah.
I came back to the top 351 news items in my head right now. I want you to know I've not seen the gym in 2 weeks. My biceps are hurting me a little bit
Yeah.
from holding all of these cards. All
Let's see,
right?
let's
I mean, I
see.
can literally do some bicep curls with all this weight in my hand.
I've,
Craziness.
I've actually been going to the gym, Brad, so I'll be happy to
Oh,
pick this up off your hands.
Kim! Belgium Kim!
That's right.
Say it ain't so. You're embarrassing me now.
I've literally gone once and have told everybody who's willing to listen, and I'm going back tonight.
Were you
Wow.
sore that one time?
Yeah, and it
I
feels
bet.
so
Yeah.
good.
It's been
Like
so
a
good.
great
It's-
sore.
It feels good after. During doesn't feel so good.
Oh, no, I
But
loved it.
After,
I loved it.
after
Oh,
it feels
yeah.
good.
It hurts so good. Really.
Meanwhile, let me see what's going on around the world. Yesterday, the Trump impeachment train is moving fast forward.
Yeah.
Okay. And yesterday, the Republicans, they don't know what to do anymore.
No.
So what did they do? They actually went down into the deposition rooms, which are supposed to be secretive, not secretive, but not open to the public depositions. Now, the reason they're doing it this way is Democrats don't want people to coordinate their testimony. It's like in a grand jury, when you hear grand jury testimony, the person who's coming up next doesn't get the chance to hear what the person before said. That way nothing's coordinated, and that way people are more prone to tell the truth, because if they're caught in a lie, then they're in a lot of trouble being deposed under perjury. The Democrats say that by mid-November to end of November, they're going to open up the hearings and have everybody who has testified already under closed door come back and testify publicly. But they don't want people to coordinate their testimony, which is why it's all being done in the basement of the Congress. It's actually being done in what's called the SCIF room, the Sensitive Compartmental Information Facility.
Wow.
That's what it says here on my card.
That sounds like an uber secure room.
So far, the Republicans, Trump's not looking so good. So yesterday, what happened was that a right-wing rebellion led by Florida Representative Mark Getz, who, by the way, is like a huge Trump supporter.
Right.
He led about 24 Republican members of Congress, stormed a secure room where the depositions are being held. Now, if it was me, Belgium Kim, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, or anyone else who did this, would have all been arrested. Right on the spot. Congressmen aren't allowed to do that either.
No.
They came in, they barged in on the depositions. Now, why are they doing it? Because they wanted the publicity.
Right.
Why did they want publicity? Because everything they're doing so far hasn't worked. This whole thing started with Donald Trump. It started with a telephone call between Trump and the Ukrainian president, and where apparently we haven't heard the actual telephone call, but we've seen what the telephone call was about, where Trump asked for a quid pro quo between himself and the Ukrainian president. And what the quid pro quo was this: I have $400 million in military aid. The Russians are on your doorstep. They've already taken over Crimea. You need this $400 million to defend your country. It has already been authorized by Congress. As the President of the United States, my job is just to hand it over to you.
Right.
It is an act of law by Congress that they have given you this money. But you know what? I'm not going to give you this money. You want to know why I'm not going to give you this money? Because I want to be reelected again. And I'm going to use you to get reelected again. How am I going to use you to get reelected again? I want you to make up some crap about Joe Biden, who I believe is going to be the Democratic nominee who is going to oppose me. And I want you to make some stuff up about him that says that he's corrupt. Just like we did the same thing with Hillary in 2016 when I was yelling to go lock her up.
Right.
Because she's a criminal as well. Which, by the way, we're going to get to in a few minutes. The State Department finally this week said she did absolutely nothing wrong.
Right.
So
After
crazy.
all of these years. But we'll get to that in a few minutes.
Right.
So I want to do the same thing because it worked already. We came up with some BS about Hillary Clinton being a crook.
Yep.
We convinced everybody she's a crook. And therefore, everybody was a little suspicious of Hillary because of these emails on the server. And therefore, I want to do the same thing with Biden because this playbook works. And I'm going to ask the Ukrainians to give me this information.
Right.
And if you don't give me this information, guess what? you're not going to get your $400 million to defend your country. And you know what happens when you don't get $400 million to defend your country? The Russians are going to take it over.
Yeah.
So the choice is yours, Mr. Ukrainian president. That was basically the gist of the conversation.
Right.
And when people who were privy to this conversation said, wait a second, this is wrong. You can't hold up United States foreign aid that has been authorized by Congress for your selfish gains for political purposes to win an election in 2020.
Right.
And that's where we had this whistleblower.
Right.
And President Trump came out and he says, wait a second, that call was perfect. Do you remember he said that 2 weeks ago? It was a perfect call. But guess what? The call wasn't so perfect.
Right.
People have been coming forward, career diplomats, other people that are part of the government saying, wait, what President Trump has been doing has been a quid pro quo. He has asked the Ukrainian government for assistance in making up a fake story about Biden that has already been debunked in return for military aid that has already been authorized by Congress.
Right.
So after people started coming forward, the president said, okay, you know what? Maybe it wasn't so perfect, but there was no quid pro quo.
Right.
Quid pro quo. What does that mean?
Right.
You give me something, I give you something.
Right.
You don't give it to me, I don't give it to you. So what happened? Well, first of all, Mulvaney, was it Mick Mulvaney, right? He came out in a testimony, in a press conference last week and said there was a quid pro quo.
Yeah.
Then he took it back. And then the Ukrainian envoy, William B. Taylor Jr., who's the top American diplomat in Ukraine, gave the impeachment investigators a vivid and impassioned account of how multiple senior administration officials told him that President Trump blocked security aid to Ukraine and refused to meet the country's leader until he agreed to publicly pledge to investigate Biden. In defiance of State Department orders, this guy, William B. Taylor Jr., sketched out in remarkable detail what is the quid pro quo pressure campaign on Ukraine that Trump and his allies have long denied. He said Trump sought to condition the entire United States relationship with Ukraine, including a $391 million aid package. I said $400 million. I'm off by $9 million.
Yeah.
$391 million aid package whose delay put Ukrainian lives in danger, on a promise that the country would publicly investigate former Vice President Joseph R. Biden and his family, even though it has already been determined by everyone else in the U.S. government that Biden did nothing, at least illegally wrong.
Right.
Okay. What was his son? Was his son enriching himself because he was the son of the vice president? Sure.
Whatever.
Is Don Jr. doing the same thing? Sure.
Right.
Is Ivanka doing the same thing? Sure.
Yeah.
It's called nepotism. But there's no law against nepotism. Should it not? Maybe there should be a law against nepotism. And if there is, then he would be doing something wrong. But there isn't at the moment. So now that the quid pro quo thing doesn't work out,
Right.
okay, then they've come up with a new thing.
Yeah.
Okay? Trump is allowed to break any law he wants.
There's no law.
There's no law. So what? Maybe there was a quid pro quo, but he's allowed to break any law he wants. And this was floated actually. It was floated actually in a lawsuit. In a lawsuit that is being brought right now to get Trump to release his tax returns. And actually, it's not him releasing the tax returns. It's to get tax returns released by his accountants and consultants, Mazars Inc. And they have a subpoena from Congress. We want to see Trump's tax returns.
Absolutely.
As part of this investigation. And Trump says, you can't, I'm not going to give you the tax returns.
Right.
Because I can't do anything wrong, so there's nothing to investigate. And this is what is in the transcript. This is what is in the transcript from the back and forth between the judges and Trump's lawyers. What's your view on the Fifth Avenue example? Local authorities couldn't investigate. The Fifth Avenue example is Donald Trump once famously said, I can go shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue. By the way, I live right off of Fifth Avenue, so that scares me. I don't want to be shot by him. Okay?
Of all the people to get shot by.
Did Bernstein just get shot by Donald Trump?
He thinks he lives in like a Grand Theft Auto situation.
Exactly. So Chin, who was the judge, said to Trump's lawyer, what's your view on the Fifth Avenue example? Local authorities couldn't investigate. They couldn't do anything about it. And Trump's lawyer says no. Chin says nothing can be done. That's your position. And Trump's lawyer says that is correct. Now we have audio of this.
has to.
And what's your view on the Fifth Avenue example? Local authorities couldn't investigate, they couldn't do anything about it?
I think once a president is removed from office, any local authority, this is not a permanent immunity.
Well, I'm talking about while in office.
No.
That's the hypo. Nothing could be done. That's your position.
That is correct. That is correct.
All right, so ultimately, what the judges said was, ultimately, they haven't made a decision on this yet, but it looks like the judges are going to rule that Trump has to hand over his tax returns.
Right.
And what they said is, we're not going to get to the point of whether or not a sitting president could be indicted for a crime.
Right.
What we're going to get to is that there is no law that says a sitting president can't be investigated for a crime, and this is part of investigation.
Okay, that
and
makes
that's
sense.
ultimately what they're going to basically split the baby in half, but make Trump hand over his tax returns. With the idea being that the president has to be impeached first before he is charged with a crime. Now, what is interesting is after this, a lot of the president's people went on television over the next 48 hours and said, well, even if there was, going back to the impeachment, going back to this telephone call, even if there was a quid pro quo, even if there was one, the president has not committed a crime. He abused his power. Yes, he should not have abused his power, but to be impeached, you need to have committed a high misdemeanor or other crime. And there is nothing in the penal code anywhere in the United States of America that says abuse of power is a crime. And now that has been kind of debunked, because I am not a scholar on the penal code. I am certainly not a constitutional scholar.
Right.
But what I do know is when they say high crimes and misdemeanors in the Constitution, it does not mean that a high crime and a misdemeanor, I would say crimes or high misdemeanors, or whatever the term that they use. High crimes and misdemeanors, misdemeanors and high crimes. Listen, I'm no constitutional scholar.
Right.
Okay, but, Jill says he has it. Aha! No, number 11 doesn't say it. Okay? It says it is settled law that the separation of powers doctrine does not bar every exercise of jurisdiction over the President of the United States. Okay, it's not what I was trying to get to, but
fair.
What I was trying to say was that between high crimes and misdemeanors, Jonathan, are you listening?
Yes.
You seem to be not paying attention.
I am listening.
What high crimes and misdemeanors is crimes against the Constitution of the United States of America. Between the separation of powers, between you as the President of the United States doing what is best for the country versus what is in your personal interest to get reelected. As the President of the United States, you put country first before your own personal reelection. And in this particular telephone call, he violated the Constitution because he violated his oath to the office because he put his own personal interest ahead of the United States. The United States' personal interest was Congress passed the law to give $400 million to go protect a good friend. He's not giving that money to them. It is a crime against the Constitution. That is what is impeachable. It is not necessarily a penal code offense. So now, once that has been debunked, meaning that, okay, he could be impeached for this. Okay, there was a quid pro quo.
Right.
Okay, the call wasn't perfect.
Right.
Every defense he's made so far has failed.
Right.
Which gets us to now the Republicans storming the private or secretive depositions that have been taking place that are not outside of public.
They got nothing left.
Because they got nothing left. Because now when the facts don't belly what you want to support, when the law doesn't, then it's procedure. And they're yelling, you're not following proper procedure. But the fact is there is no proper procedure for impeachment. It doesn't say in the Constitution or any law that says what is the proper procedure for impeachment. This is the proper procedure the Democrats are following. It makes sense to me because they don't want people to coordinate their testimony.
Right.
And as long as ultimately they come to the public, me, you, and everybody else, and they come out with what people said, That's what's most important.
Well, and the closed sessions are bipartisan sessions, right? There's not just Democrats in the room.
Correct.
So how can they not trust the Republican counterparts that they have in the closed door sessions?
And by the way, I even thought about this when there's nothing holding the Republicans back from taking notes of everything that was said and then going to tell the next witness this is what was said.
Right.
Or tell the president this was said. Or tell everyone in Congress this is what was said.
It's such a stunt for no reason at all.
It's because what they're trying to discredit the entire process.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Because they can't win on the facts. They've tried everything else. Okay, it was a perfect call. No, it wasn't a perfect call. There was a quid. No, there was no quid pro quo. President can't be convicted. Oh yes, he can be convicted. President can't be investigated. Oh yes, he can be investigated.
Right.
So this is all they got left.
One building block at a time, kind of taking it down. Whew. Almost there, folks.
Meanwhile, Rudy Giuliani, I made a bet with my brother-in-law.
You did.
Okay, I don't know if he's watching, but I made a bet. I said Giuliani's in jail in 2 years or less.
I hope that your brother-in-law is saving up his pennies.
That's right. I made a bet with him about it.
Yep.
And this was before Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman, two associates of Donald Trump's personal attorney, Rudolph Giuliani, got arrested on October 9th. This bet happened before that.
Right.
And according to a newly unsealed indictment, Lev and Igor, they're Ukrainians but now U.S. citizens.
Right.
They're charged with a 4-count indictment that they funneled foreign money to U.S. politicians while trying to influence United States-Ukraine relations. So basically what happened was two things.
Okay.
Number one is they illegally donated money to Trump campaign and the Republican campaigns. Number two, Giuliani used them to go be an in-between the Ukrainian government and Giuliani to try to get the Ukrainians on board to go investigate the Bidens.
Right.
So if for example, this was The Godfather, okay, and Donald Trump is Marlon Brando, okay, and Giuliani is the consigliere, okay. This is the guy who was Abe Vigoda, Fish, from the television show, who gets shot at the end, being like the little henchman going around doing all the dirty work.
Brad,
you understand what I'm saying? You ever see The Godfather?
Yeah, it bothers me how well an Italian mafia, the quintessential mob
But this is what this is.
applies to our presidency.
But this is what this is. So these guys were like the foot soldiers in this entire thing.
Yeah.
And eventually it's going to work its way up. How do we know they're the foot soldiers? Because at the hearing, there was a hearing yesterday, okay? And this is where Lev Parnas' attorney said they are not guilty.
Right.
And during this, they're not guilty type of hearing, that's the first hearing, we're not guilty, okay? The lawyers for these two guys raised a very interesting issue, okay? They said, a lot of this evidence against Lev and Igor, there's executive privilege, meaning that it invokes evidence from Donald Trump with his name on it, documents with Donald Trump's name on it, or evidence of their relationship with, there he is with Donald Trump, making a smiling picture with thumbs up.
Right.
Donald Trump says he never met the guy.
Right.
Never met him. There they are together. Never met the guy
Don't know
ever.
what you're talking about.
So during the hearing, Parnas' attorney, Ed McMahon, former second banana to Johnny Carson.
Right.
No, it's not the same Ed McMahon.
I was going to say, there's no way that's
and
the same.
here's Rudy.
Like Ed McMahon.
Ed McMahon. That's the lawyer's name.
Price is Right.
That's not the Price is Right. It was
That's
from the
not
Tonight
him?
Show. That was Bob Barker was
Bob
Price is
Barker.
Right.
Wow.
Bob Barker was Price is Right.
Ed McMahon was the guy who had the $1 million
Yes,
checks?
that's
Okay, there
right.
you go.
That's right. Yeah,
There
he
you go.
obviously got them from Lev Parnas. No,
Yeah.
he didn't. None of that is true. This is absolutely different Ed McMahon.
Different Ed McMahon.
So during the hearing, Ed McMahon, here's Johnny, told the judge that his client was told to invoke executive privilege in a letter. Now, this is not Ed McMahon saying executive privilege. This is a letter submitted by John Dowd, a former lawyer for the president, who's no longer the president's lawyer, to a congressional committee conducting the impeachment hearing. So this guy Dowd is no longer involved with Donald Trump, but when he was, he wrote a letter to Congress saying Lev can't participate, executive privilege. Now, Ed McMahon no relation to Ed McMahon, who is dead.
Right.
All right, unless he came back alive.
Unless.
Because I believe Ed McMahon is dead now, right? Johnny Carson Ed McMahon.
I had no idea he was.
Yeah.
I believe he's dead. I've not seen him on television in a very long time, so my guess is he's dead. This new Ed McMahon.
In 2009.
Yes, okay.
Jeez.
New Ed, we're going to call him New Ed McMahon.
New Ed.
New Ed versus old Ed.
Right.
Says, if part, I don't know what, I can't invoke executive privilege. This is what the lawyer said.
Right.
Only the President of the United States and the government can. I just wanted to raise this issue with you. And the judge went back and said, wait a second. Did your client, Lev Parnas, work for Donald Trump? Mm-hmm. And Ed McMahon, New Ed McMahon, says, no, he didn't work for Donald Trump. He worked for Rudy Giuliani, who was working for Donald Trump.
Right.
Again, this is the Godfather.
Yes.
Okay, we got Marlon Brando, who was the consigliere, a very famous actor. I forgot his name. He was in the movie. He was an Irish lawyer. I forgot his name, but a very famous lawyer. And this is the Foot Soldiers. I mean, it's like call Martin Scorsese.
Tom Hagen?
No, that's not him.
That's not what
So the judge has instructed both the attorney's office and U.S. Attorney's Office and the lawyers to figure out this executive privilege. Who was the
Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall, famous.
The character he plays
Correct.
is Thomas Hagen.
Oh, okay, yes.
That's my bad.
Right. I don't know characters' names. I just know the actor. Name. Right. I haven't seen The Godfather in about 20 years.
Consigliere Robert Duvall.
Yes, exactly. But isn't it kind of like that a little bit?
It's 100% like that, and it's terrifying. But it's also like the Twilight Zone.
Okay. So meanwhile, going back to Joe Biden's a crook. If you remember in 2016, Hillary Clinton was the crook.
Right.
Crooked Hillary. Why was she crooked Hillary? And it stuck. Yeah. I mean, she could smile sometimes. Maybe if she smiled a little more, she wouldn't be. People think she's. There she's smiling. Thank you, Julian. That looks like a bad. Now she doesn't look crooked anymore. But when you don't smile, you look crooked, don't you? So crooked Hillary. Yeah, there she is, crooked Hillary again.
I think
so, but when you smile, you're not so crooked anymore, you know?
Nah, it's not crooked. It's like strong, powerful woman. Go Hillary.
So?
No, I appreciate a woman in a power suit.
Okay, you're right. But even a man looks, when he doesn't smile, looks crooked.
Stern, maybe.
You
think crooked?
Yeah, crooked.
That's why Brad always has a smile on his face. He doesn't trust anyone not with a smile.
I don't trust people who don't smile.
I don't either.
It's true.
Hence the panel on this right here makes a ton of sense.
So meanwhile, 3 years ago, Crooked Hillary, that's what Donald called her, the pumpkin.
Right.
Pumpkin called him Crooked Hillary.
Right.
It stuck.
Right.
Because she took her basically what she did wrong was she took her work home with her. Okay? And she wanted the ability to work from home. So she set up an email server at home so she could receive her emails at home. It's basically what happened.
Attack a woman for being a workaholic.
Now, was it stupid? Yeah, as stupid can be.
Right.
Because these were basically sensitive emails that were put on an HP server in the basement of her home without any security whatsoever.
Right.
So she can work from home. And she thought, well, who would know the difference?
NBD.
And apparently a lot of people knew.
Yeah.
We don't know, and apparently WikiLeaks knew, who took all of her emails.
Jeez.
But Donald, when WikiLeaks took all those emails, made up this whole concocted thing that there must be something crooked. She's hiding emails. Where are those 33,000 emails?
Right.
What's on those? Those were just like, hey, Hillary, you want to have dinner?
Right.
Most of them were,
That's
hey,
exactly what it was,
when's the meeting at 2 p.m.?
Right.
Nobody's actually read these emails. Nobody knows what's in there. But after 3 years of investigating to put Hillary behind bars, okay, how many times have we heard lock her up? How many times?
That he leads at rallies.
Right.
How many times? A finding, finally, this week, and it hasn't even been in the front news of the papers, which is astounding. A finding by the U.S. State Department released on Friday. Okay, that was the day you were returning from California.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
On Friday.
On Friday, the day I made it to California.
Right.
We were 2 planes passing.
I saw you in the air.
I did.
Actually.
I waved to you.
I know.
I said, "Watch out! You're about to crash into me."
I was like, "Wow, Brad, you're always in the way."
most ridiculous humans.
So on Friday, while we're about to crash planes into each other, Jonathan, and the Republican Senator Chuck Grassley's office, following a 3-year investigation into the way that Hillary Clinton conducted her email security, the emails on her server, on the I don't even know if it was an HP server. Maybe HP doesn't even make servers. I don't know.
That's not a thing.
It doesn't really matter. Just on some home, rinky-dink computer.
Right. Some Office Max.
Correct.
Right.
Special, $3.99 special. That was basically it. And it was launched because Chuck Grassley's office demanded it be launched in 2017 because he was the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee. And Chuck Grassley, this guy has been one of the most ardent critics. And it came back, then concluded, there was no persuasive evidence of any systemic, deliberate mishandling of classified information. Now, was she stupid? Yes. Does that give me confidence in her as a president? No.
Probably not, no.
But she's still much better than the pumpkin.
Right.
Absolutely.
Still much better than the pumpkin.
He's texting on his BlackBerry. Tell me how that's more secure.
Exactly. Now, Clinton herself was cleared of any mishandling of classified information, and by and large, the individuals interviewed were aware of security policies and did their best to implement them in their operations. That's what the report concluded. Now, Trump's own administration officials, including his daughter Ivanka and son-in-law Jared, have admitted to using private messaging services to conduct their official work. Jared, to this day, as far as my recollection is concerned, never got security clearances, and Trump overrode whatever the U.S. government not giving him high clearance security and said, no, you got it anyway.
Yeah, and I don't think that's changed. I think you're absolutely right.
House Democrats' impeachment inquiry has revealed that Trump administration diplomats used private phones to message each other in their efforts to pressure Ukrainian officials to investigate the Bidens. So, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So, in the end, Crooked Hillary wasn't crooked.
Right.
She shouldn't be locked up because she didn't break any laws. And Trump tried to do the same thing with Biden again, except the Democrats this time were a little smarter and caught him.
Right.
That's basically where we're at right now.
That is the summary.
That is the summary of everything that's going on since we were last on air.
Yes.
You're welcome, fam.
Woo. In more important news, Joe Giudice, either way, the husband of somebody on Bravo.
Yes, of Teresa.
Teresa on Bravo.
Which is Giudice or Giudice, depending on who you ask.
Okay. Was released from prison. Yeah. And as I predicted, he was going to be deported. Why did I know this? Not because I am a fortune teller, Belgium, Kim, and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elliott.
How'd you know?
Because I know the immigration law.
Right.
And he was found guilty of tax fraud in excess of $10,000. He is not a citizen. That makes him an aggravated felon. Jeez. And no matter what anybody says, no matter whatever you read, I could have told you from the moment I knew that, this man's getting deported. I don't care what the hell anybody says. Jeez. So after he realized all of this, and after countless, tens and hundreds of hours of news, whether this guy will be deported or not, he finally gave up and left.
Wow.
And I could have told you that was going to happen from reading 2 sentences in the newspaper.
And there's no way he can come back.
No way he's coming back.
Even visiting?
15 years, maybe.
15 years?
Maybe in 15 years if he's lucky.
He has his family here.
So, yeah, he was born in Serrano, Italy. He was in ICE custody. He finally gave up and decided to leave. They're both 47 years old. They have 4 daughters. Gabriella, 15, Melania, 14, and Audriana, 10. So who's the 4th daughter? Gia, Gabriella, 19, Melania, and Audrina. It's actually, I don't think people should be deported. I'm not happy to see him deported.
No,
to tell you the truth. I just knew it was going to happen. I'm more giddy because I called it.
You called it.
I was right. Not that I actually want to see anybody actually get deported.
Of course.
He did deserve to be deported. He did something wrong. He did his time in jail.
Yeah.
And now it's called double punishment.
Right.
That's
right. Isn't
what
that?
It is it's a double punishment.
You're absolutely
right. And
right.
I find deportation for everybody. If you do jail time and you get released from jail,
that
to
should
me,
be your pay.
that you paid up your debt to society.
I agree.
And unless, listen, I'm no bleeding heart liberal.
Right.
I'm kind of centered. If you as a non-U.S. citizen pose a threat to the United States of America to
Right.
people living here, then yeah, I don't think you should be allowed back on the street. Yeah, maybe we should deport you. Okay, but short of posing a threat to somebody,
Yep.
we don't want to let dangerous people on the streets. Nobody
Right.
wants dangerous people
Of
on the
course
streets. But short of posing a threat to somebody, if you paid your debt to society, why are you being punished a second time? And now why is your family being punished as well?
Right.
Absolutely. And in this case, on top of that, he has been here since he was a baby. So
Really?
it's clear that his parents could have filed for him at some
That's what
point.
I'm about to say.
Like
So-
his parents are still in the U.S.
Are they
so
citizens?
yeah, his siblings are citizens. There is no reason, and this is why we
So why
talk
didn't
all
he-
the time about getting an attorney and figuring this out, because you can't be
It really comes
in this
down to
situation.
if you're a green card holder and you're not filing for citizenship, don't be Joe Giudice.
Exactly.
Don't
That's
be an idiot.
I'm wondering if he didn't want to be a citizen for like money reasons or like
No, it
his
has
own
not.
personal
If you're as a
gain.
lawful resident, you're paying the same taxes as a U.S. citizen.
So he has no gain for
No
not
gain.
being a citizen.
No, and the only reason would be is if you say to yourself, maybe one day I want to go live and retire somewhere else.
Right.
And when I retire, I don't want to be responsible for paying U.S. taxes still.
Right.
Then you would want to give up your green card and not become a citizen, because it's a lot easier to give up a green card than it is to give up your citizenship. But if you're a green card holder, you're paying the same U.S. taxes as if you're a U.S. citizen. Now, there are people who come on work visas or investor visas who never get their green cards, because now they're not only responsible for paying taxes on money that was earned in the United States. If they
okay.
earn money,
Got you.
they earn money in other parts of the world, they don't have
Then
to
they
pay
don't
U.S.
have to
taxes
pay.
on
Makes
it.
sense.
Okay.
Once you're a resident, once you're a citizen, whatever money you earn anywhere around the world, it's the same taxes either way.
Gotcha.
All right? And if you didn't want to pay taxes, you know what you do? You move to Puerto Rico.
Hey.
Did you know that?
I
No.
did not know that.
Yes, if you live in Puerto Rico 180 days out of the year, you do not pay federal tax. In Puerto Rico, I think the local Puerto Rico tax is like 2% or 1%. So you're paying you almost live in America tax-free.
Brad,
Did
I'm
you know
gonna
that?
need the next 180 days off.
Yes.
But
And
I'll
I'm
be
gonna
That is
need-
right
why.
back.
That is why Bradshaw
Next one
Live
after
from
that, I'll
Bradshaw Live starting tomorrow will be broadcasting
There you go.
from San Juan, Puerto Rico.
There you go. So we can all match your tan.
I was just about to say, no more of this.
What else is happening? Did you see the By the way, folks, this show's going on until almost 9 o'clock tonight.
Oh,
Don't do
No,
that to
not
us.
almost
What are you
9.
doing to us?
I got something.
All right, 10
at
o'clock.
No.
10 o'clock.
Sir.
I got Kim gave me so much news here. All right. Well, and one last news article. We'll save the rest of the news for tomorrow.
Perfect.
Okay.
Did you see Tyler Perry? Did you see what he did? It's historic. He has made the biggest television or movie studio? Television
yeah,
and movie
production
studio, production studio in the world in now Atlanta, which is like becoming the new Hollywood, right?
100%.
He is the creative force behind 22 movies, 20 plays, 8 TV shows, and now, as a 50-year-old writer, director, actor, he has built a 330-acre movie studio complex in Atlanta featuring more than a dozen sound stages named after Black Hollywood icons.
Oh, I love this.
50-year-old entertainment mogul and the creator of the $600 million movie franchise Medea made history last week with the grand opening of the Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta, making him the first African-American to own a major film studio.
That's right.
CBS This Morning co-host Gail King visited the studio with Perry, where he discussed the poetic justice of building the studio on a former Confederate Army base.
There you
Good,
go.
yes.
Wow.
I
He
love
is
that.
killing
Yes.
it.
Yeah,
he is creating a lot of opportunities for minorities. My good friend Ebony Obsidian, who is also Eritrean, we got to see her billboard in Times Square for the first time. She is one of the main cast members for one of his shows that he is currently showing on BET.
And that was filmed at his studios?
No, this is at Times Square.
Well, no, but I mean, like the show was filmed at his studios?
Absolutely.
Wow.
So that's amazing, and now we're giving amazingly talented minorities the opportunities that they've been working so hard for. I love how he says, I didn't want a seat at the table. I brought my own table because he felt like he was shunned from Hollywood.
That's right.
So he's like, all right, well,
that's right.
slap in the face.
That's
I'm gonna
right. I'll do it myself.
I'll do it myself.
I'm going to do it myself.
So.
Now, he dedicated sound stages to legends such as Oprah, Harry Belafonte, Denzel Washington, Spike Lee, Whoopi Goldberg, and his own mother, Willie Maxine Perry.
Yeah, he named a whole neighborhood there after her.
Yeah, he has a life-size replica of the White House.
Yes.
But he says he's most excited about this.
Oh,
he says,
That's
"What
crazy! Look at that in his studio."
Yeah, he says he must have spent billions of dollars on this.
I think it was like 225 million.
That's it.
I can't don't quote me.
He's like $1 billion.
Don't quote me, but I mean it's also Atlanta.
Yes.
Don't forget.
Cheaper than LA and New York.
Way cheaper.
Yeah. She says, "What I'm most excited is building a compound for trafficked women, girls, homeless women, LGBTQ youth who are put out and displaced somewhere on these 330 acres where they're trained in the business and they become self-sufficient. They live in nice apartments, there's daycare, there's all of these wonderful things that allow them to re-enter society and then pay it forward again. So that's what we are hoping to do soon." Ava DuVernay tweeted the most impressive fact of the sprawling compound. Fun fact, the studio lots of Disney, Warner Brothers, Paramount, Fox, and Sony couldn't fit inside Tyler Perry's studio lot at the same time.
There you go.
And there would still be 60 acres to spare.
60 acres.
All on a former Confederate Army base, a stunning achievement that will echo through the generations.
There you go.
And Belgium Kim, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, there's the schmooze for the day. Please tell everybody, start their watch parties, start sharing, start liking, because in about 2 minutes, we're going to start answering immigration questions.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Now we are back, and we are so excited to answer all your questions, to talk about everything that's going on and what has been going on for the past 2 weeks. But what we need from you guys is to share. We need you guys to continue to start your watch parties. For everybody who's just joining in, to start a watch party, all you have to do is press share. That little arrow that's pointed to the right says share. A couple options down says start a watch party. Once we said that earlier, it went all the way up to over 600 viewers, and that's because you guys started the watch party all at the same time. So we all have to do it right now together. All right, and also if you don't know how to share, all you have to do is press that same arrow and share it to anybody's page. Share it to private groups as well. You know, you guys can do your own research. Find out different international groups or immigrant groups or any cultural groups that you think might benefit from this show. So all you have to do is click join. I'm sure they'll accept you, and share this show in that group, and make sure you let them know exactly what it is, and also of course share it into an inbox. All right, we definitely want to know everything you guys are feeling, so like, love, smiley face, sad face, wild face, mad face, whatever you're feeling, make sure you show it and let us know. And also of course in the comment section, talk to each other, talk to us. Make sure you tag us if you wanna talk to us. But not only that, right now put in all of your comments and your questions in the comment section, because you never know if we're gonna get to all of it. The only way you know we're gonna get to your question is if you join the actual Facebook group, all right? The Brad Squad Facebook group. And we'll put the link in there right now. All you have to do is click join, all right? Make sure you also tell all your friends and family to join that and subscribe. Also hit that little bell to make sure you get the notifications. It's so easy. We say it every day. You should be saying it with me, all right? And what are we gonna do on YouTube?
On YouTube, you guys are not off the hook, although you don't have to start a watch party. You do have to subscribe, and you gotta make sure to hit that bell, or else you'll never know when we go live. Obviously, you need to share the show. And Jonathan said this earlier, and I do this with my family in Europe all the time. I copy the link in YouTube because they're honestly more YouTube than Facebook people, and I accept that about them. So I copy that link and I go into the WhatsApp groups that we have, because I have like 1 million WhatsApp groups with different combinations of family members. I know y'all do too. Jonathan, do you have that in your phone?
I sure do.
Everybody has that in their phone. So go and send it to all those groups of family members, because now is the time that they're gonna hear all the answers to their immigration questions. So make sure that you copy that link and paste it into WhatsApp, Viber, Instagram, however you talk to your people. That's the way to send it. Also, make sure that you're telling us all your feelings and thoughts and all of that, cool situations happening in the comments. Now I'm seeing some love connections happening. Tolly's telling us what she's cooking for dinner, and it may or may not be for Donald Houghton. make sure to keep telling us what's going on in the comments. And also, make sure that you are hitting that thumbs up. It makes us feel really good about ourselves. And more importantly, it tells the YouTube algorithm that y'all are loving what you're seeing, which you are, because what is there not to love? And now,
Belgium Kid, we're not ready yet.
One more.
We have 250 people watching on YouTube and only 67 people like us.
Oh.
That means only 1 out of 5 people like us. Everybody else is like, whatever. What kind of thing is that?
You guys, didn't I just talk to you about the thumbs up and how that helps on the Google algorithm?
And didn't I just talk to you about starting a watch party? And
Nobody's
that
doing
helps
anything.
as well?
Let's just pack up and go.
We just had a long
all right,
diet.
guys.
Pack up and see you later.
All right,
Good
peace
night.
out.
Good night. Bye.
Wait.
You guys gotta start the watch party.
Jill's yelling at us. We can't
She's
stop.
yelling. Oh.
Okay, so like I said
It's going
earlier,
up.
if you guys are gonna start a watch party, make sure you give us a confirmation in the comment section. Let's get it all the way up like we did earlier, okay? Because we work together. When we work together, we strive together, right?
That's right, Jonathan. I like that. Man, he is straight pep talking high school coach style.
There you
I
go.
like it. I like
Thank
it.
you.
Coach Carter style. Now, let's make sure that you let us know. And also, family, the watch party starts your very own comment box. So if all of your friends are asking tons of immigration questions in there, we don't see those bad boys. So you gotta tell your friends where they can go, straight to the source, the Bradshaw Live page, so that they can get their question asked and answered during our social media check. And now is the time you have all been waiting for, especially everybody on the phone, because you guys are getting answers to your immigration questions.
All right. Look what I just found.
What's happened? Oh, that's
okay. We have a lot of people on hold. Don't make me pull this out.
No.
If you're going to ask me crystal ball questions, the 8 ball is going to come out.
Oh, Lord.
I am not a fortune teller.
No.
What I would like you to do is when I say hello to you, number 1, listen on your phone. Don't listen through YouTube or Facebook if you're on hold. Number 2, when I say hello to you, you can say hello back. We can banter and say hello, ha 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 ha. And then get to your point. Just tell us your question. We want to answer as many questions as we can, okay? We don't want to get bogged down listening to, you went to the Red Lobster with your wife, and then you got in the car, and she closed the door first, and you closed the door second, and when will I get my work permit? Nobody, tell us what we need to know and nothing else, right?
That's exactly right.
Yes.
Short, concise.
What are you laughing about?
I was thinking maybe we could have found you a good costume,
we can't.
a Halloween costume.
You should have been Miss Cleo, Brad.
Because you telling everybody's fortunes.
I am telling fortunes.
I dropped you in the comments.
I could have been Miss Cleo. Except I'm the wrong gender, the wrong race.
Right.
Okay. Questionable. Some people think I'm Jamaican, so you never know. Right. Although nobody's ever mistaken me for a woman.
Throw a wig and a turban on you, we can change that.
One person once.
What?
They were blind. Oh. And they were talking on the phone. And they called, and they said, "Hello, Mrs. Bernstein." I go, "Do I sound like a Mrs. Bernstein to you?"
And that stuck with you deeply?
Yeah, years. I'm like, I don't think I had such a high voice, but maybe I do. What do I? All right, let's go to Sarah. We got to get to immigration questions. Sarah, how are you? Sarah.
Hello.
Hi, Sarah. How are you? Sarah, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good.
How
What's
are
going
you?
on? Good. What's going on?
So the reason for my call is that my father put in a petition for me in 2014, and during that time I was married, and now I'm currently divorced. So, and the priority date is 2014. So what? My father sent a document which was.
You have an approved I-130? You have an approved I-130?
No, my father said that when he called, they said it wasn't approved yet.
Okay. When your dad started the filing for you, he was a citizen, correct?
Yes.
Okay, where are you now?
So right now, what country am I in?
No, where are you calling me from at this very moment? Are you in the United States of America?
Yes, I'm just visiting. Yes.
You're just visiting right now. Okay.
Yes.
And let's look up here what the visa bulletin says. So you're in legal status as we speak, correct?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay. And what country are you originally from?
I was born in Canada.
Okay, so you're a Canadian citizen?
That's correct.
Obviously, you ask a dumb question, you get. I was born in Canada, so you're a Canadian citizen. This guy's brilliant. I am glad I'm watching this guy right now. I should have my own show.
No need for the magic today.
As I'm talking to you, I'm trying to pull up the Visa bulletin, so I'm not.
You got to vamp every once in a while.
So I got to delay a little bit while I pull up the Visa bulletin.
That's a classic stall, Brad. That's a classic stall.
All right, so let's see, November 2019. Yeah, go ahead.
So I know it's currently 2013, so it's nearing towards the 2014.
They're up to September 1st, 2013. And
right.
You are what are you in 2014? What month?
April.
All right. So we have to wait. Okay. How long are you staying here for?
Not long. I'm just here for a couple of weeks.
All right. So you come for a couple of weeks. Okay. We have to wait until the priority date reaches April. If the priority date reaches April and you don't have an approval, then at that point you can do a mandamus to force an approval. If you have an approval, we can start the visa processing in Canada, or you can come to visit, like you're doing now, stay for 90 days and adjust your status. So you're a few months away from dealing with all of this. It's a good time now to get a lawyer involved. Okay.
Yes, I think so. So I'm gonna. I have your phone number, so I guess I could just keep in contact.
Yeah. Well, actually, what you should do actually is make a consultation with us. I think that's what you should do at this point.
Oh, okay. And where's your office location?
We're in downtown Manhattan, but we can do everything over the phone with you from Philadelphia, which I see where you are now, or from anywhere in the world, including Canada. So hold on one second, okay?
Okay. So if they haven't answered the documents my dad sent. So what do I do about that? So you're just waiting pretty much for them to load it on the...
No, well, if your dad sent documents and they haven't answered, it's more than 120 days. You want to get a lawyer involved and get them to get the case approved. And if it's not approved, then at some point we're going to be filing a mandamus on your behalf. But hopefully it doesn't get to that point.
Okay, Brad. All right. Well, thank you so much. I'll keep your number, and then we'll be in contact in the event that we don't hear from them by December, because December would make the 120 days.
Yes.
Thank you so much. You guys are doing an awesome job.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Bye.
very much.
Bye.
You were born in Canada. You're a Canadian. Yes, I am. You're
Canadian, right?
Brilliant lawyer.
Detective Brad on the case.
Yes, Tamara in Long Island. Tamara. Nobody listens to Brad.
Hello.
How are you? There you are, Tamara. How are you?
Yes, good night.
Good night.
So I have a question.
Yes.
I filed for my unmarried daughter in Jamaica in 2014. After that, I received approved. The petition was approved. I checked back 2 weeks ago, and I realized that they said I should start the process. I did everything. I paid the fees and all of that. She has 6 kids. 2 of them are adults. I paid the fee, everything for them, and was about to submit the documents. 2 weeks later, I realized the 2 kids that turned 24 and 22 next month is removed from the case. I called back NBC and I told them what was the problem. They told me I should fill out an inquiry.
All right, Tamara, let me ask you a question. This is the general law. Before I ask you a question, I'm going to give you a statement. The general law is once the kids turn 21, they're off the case. Now, here's the exception to that rule. The exception to that rule is found under the Child Status Protection Act. And what the exception to that rule is you get to add the time in which it took for the I-130 to get approved onto the children's birthday, and if you pay their fee bills before that time, then they're included. Let me give you as an example, because maybe that's a little convoluted, the math, okay? So let's say, for example, you filed in 2014 for your daughter, and you got, I have no idea, we're gonna ask you in a second, but I'm just gonna give you easy math, okay? You filed January 1st, 2014 for your daughter, and you get an approval on January 1st, 2018. You got your approval 4 years later. You get to add 4 years exactly onto the children's birthday. That means they don't fall off until they're 25 years old, as long as you pay the fee bills through the National Visa Center, then under the Child Status Protection Act, they're included. So my question to you is this. How long did it take for the I-130 to get approved?
I think, let me tell you exactly. This is in September 2014.
All right, so, and you filed when? What's the priority date?
I filed in maybe June, July of 2014.
All right, so unfortunately for you, for these grandchildren, more importantly, is it only took you 3 months to get the I-130 approved. So unfortunately, they fall off the case.
Even though it's 2014?
Yes, because as I told you, once you turn 21, you fall off the case. The exception is you get to add the time in which the I-130 took to get approved to their birthday. But in this case, it was only 3 months, so they get until 21 years and 3 months.
Brad, they right now, the kid is 24, and the other one is going to be 22 in November.
I understand. They're overage. Based on what you're telling me. Based on what you're telling me, unless you're reading the I-130 wrong. You're telling me that you filed in May and got it approved in September of the same year. The grandchildren are now 22 and 24. They would not qualify under the Child Status Protection Act. And unfortunately, they're off the case, if those are the facts.
So, Brad, another question. Why would they, when I doing the DS 250 and paying the visa fee, they were still on the file? Why did they put it on it? Let me pay my money.
Well, you shouldn't have paid money for them because they fell off the case, and obviously that was a mistake by the National Visa Center. So maybe you should ask them for your money back, but the government never gives the money back.
Oh boy.
Okay, now, are you sure the I-130 got approved in the same year in which you filed? It didn't take, in other words, you didn't file, get a receipt notice, and get approval years later?
No,
Yeah.
I got approval in the same year.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're going to be off, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, man.
All right, let's go to Jojo in Brooklyn. Jojo.
Hello.
Hi, Jojo.
Yes, hello.
How you doing?
Hi. I'm fine. How are you? Welcome back.
Thank you. What's going on?
Okay, so back in 2005, my stepdad filed for my mom and my brother. My mom lived here, but my brother was in Trinidad, so he would have had to do a consulate interview. And it was approved.
Your brother, your stepbrother, well, it was the stepson, but your brother, he was over 21 at the time, I assume.
He was 13.
Oh, he was 13. All right, so this is an immediate relative case. Okay.
Right. So
Okay.
it was approved. It said, it was approved in July 3rd, 2005. But, of course, he was a child, and the adults around were not proactive in carrying him to the interview. So my question is there, and I checked it, I checked the receipt number online, and it still says the case is approved. But is there any way we could still get the green card through that application, or is there anything we can do?
Yes, as long as the USCIS didn't revoke the case, he's still considered an immediate relative. Because there's another section that I was talking about with the last caller about the Child Status Protection Act, protecting children who turn 21 in cases where they fall off the case. In this particular case, the Child Status Protection Act is even stronger for this type of case because this is a U.S. citizen stepfather filing for an underage, directly filing for an underage child. In that particular case, his age is frozen on the day the case is filed, as long as it gets approved, which it did. So his age is frozen at 13 for the rest of life, as long as the stepfather wants to complete the case. So even if he's 25, 30 years old at this point, provided he's single, provided the stepfather wants to continue the case, provided he has a relationship with the stepfather, he's still considered an immediate relative. He's always been immediately eligible for his green card.
Okay, so what do we do now?
Come see me so I can basically, the case is dead. I got to rejuvenate the case, get it back to the National Visa Center and get it processed.
But one quick question. So, my stepdad, all still family, obviously, but he and my mom has since divorced. Would that hinder anything?
It hinders in this particular case. And I'm glad I heard the first part, we're all still family.
Okay.
It hinders in the sense that the petition belongs to your stepdad. So it was contingent on him marrying your mom, but it's not contingent on maintaining the marriage. What is contingent is that there was a marriage between your stepdad and your mom. It happened before 18, which it did. And one additional thing they're going to require is to show an independent relationship between the stepdad and your brother. That they still converse, talk, and whatever.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Hold
So
on one
I'll
second.
make an appointment.
Yes, hold on.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Cynthia in Brooklyn. Cynthia.
Hello?
Hi, Cynthia.
Hi, Brad. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm calling from New York.
Yes.
Okay, so my husband filed an I-130 for me in 2017, and when he filed it, my children were 12 and 14. Excuse me.
Your husband was a citizen?
Yes, he is a citizen.
Okay. Did he ever file separately for your children?
No. On the form, it was written.
Okay, yeah, but that's not filing. But that's not filing for your children. In that particular case, when your husband's a citizen, he has to file separately for the kids.
Okay, but I was told to file an I-824.
No,
Is that
that's
correct?
That is not correct. How old are your children now?
They are 14 and 16 now.
Okay, your husband has to file I-130s separately for each of them.
Okay, so they can't go through the follow to join process?
No, because your husband's a citizen. He has to file separate I-130s for each of them. Up to this point, what you have done is you answered a question on a form. So the question on the form is, what are your children's names? That's just answering a question on the form. That doesn't mean your children are included on your case, because the law doesn't include them on the case. So in your husband has to file one I-130 for you, a separate I-130 for one child, and a third I-130 for another.
Okay, so I have a daughter, my first daughter, she's 24 now. As a permanent resident, I have to file for her separately too?
Yes, unless your husband married you before she was 18, then your husband would file for her.
No, she was 20 when...
Okay, so then you would file a separate I-130 for her. So you file the I-130 for the 24-year-old, your husband files separate I-130s for the two younger kids.
For the two younger kids?
Yes.
Okay, so when I file for her, she'll be under F2B, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and my
two children are immediate relatives. They're immediate relatives. They'll come immediately.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, let's go to Mackley in Queens, New York. Mackley.
Hello, good evening, boy.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for the service you do in the community.
My pleasure.
That's a good show.
My pleasure.
So, okay, so I'm calling you. So I have a waiver approved on July. Then I try. My lawyer tried to fix every paper to send for my country, because I have to go to my country to get the visa.
You came here without inspection? How did you come to America?
No. I got a C on the visa. They refused to give me the paper in USA.
Let me ask you a question. How did you come to America?
I come with a visa, C only.
Okay, so you're a crew member. Okay, so you're not eligible to adjust. Are you doing? You know you have to do a provisional waiver.
Yes, I did. Okay. I just got it easy proof.
Great.
The problem I have now. So there's a paper NVC is supposed to send to me. It's the name is cover sheet. I never get it. Do you think I can still send the paper without cover sheet?
Without a cover sheet? Who's supposed to send you a cover sheet?
NVC.
Okay, and you have to write the National Visa Center and show them that you have the approved provisional waiver, and you send it to them because they don't know that you have the provisional waiver approved, and you ask them to continue to process the case, and then they will send you a cover sheet with a barcode on what to do.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Pam in Seattle. Pam.
Hello, Pam. Oh, sorry. Hello, Brad. How are you doing?
Hi, Pam. How are you?
I'm doing good, sir. Brad, I came legally here, yeah, but I was applied for asylum. Now I'm getting married. Now I already got married to a U.S. citizen. I got two issues here. I got charged with assault 4, which was dismissed after I done my probation, and the second charge was attempted theft in second degree, guilty plea on lesser charges. So I want to know that it is a problem for me.
Yes, it sounds like you have two crimes that make you deportable, because even though the assault was dismissed, you said you did a probation. So you were found guilty of something. You did a probation. And then they wiped it away, but that sounds like a conviction under the immigration laws, and then you have a second conviction. So it sounds like you have two crimes of moral turpitude. I would not be filing any paperwork unless you show it to a good lawyer and let them see it, because it sounds like you're going to need waivers.
Okay, so can I get the waiver?
I don't know. Hold on 1 second. Can you get the waiver? Only the Magic 8 Ball knows that. Hold on 1 second. All right. I know you have to file it, whether it'll get approved or not. Only the Magic 8 Ball knows that one. All right, let's go to Michael in San Antonio. Michael.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
Good.
Thank you for doing the show. I appreciate it. And I have a quick question for you.
Yes.
My ex-wife filed for my I-130 3 years ago. And lately I filed I-571, 751I with a waiver because me and my ex-wife had a divorce. My ex-wife has done a great job screwing me over. She said a lot of lies during the interview because they interview us separately.
This is for,
I got a notice.
This is for the I-751. Why were they interviewing your ex-wife if she divorced you?
Because I filed I-751 with a waiver. So they interview us separately. They interview me, and then a week later they interview her just to get her side of the story.
Wow.
Yes.
Where was this?
In San Antonio, Texas.
Wow. Because usually when you file a waiver based on a divorce, they interview you and your wife is out of it. I've never heard of them interviewing the wife.
Yep, they did. And she provided a lot of lies, including that saying that I, abused her and everything without any evidence. She said that I convinced her, I tried to pay her to stay in marriage with me, all that stuff. So the bottom line is what she told the USCIS is I deceived her into the marriage to obtain the immigration benefits.
Most of this sounds like a violation of your rights because they shouldn't be interviewing the wife. All they need to do is you show a divorce decree and you prove it was a real marriage on your own. You're filing a waiver of the joint requirement to do a joint interview. That is what the waiver is for. So your wife should not be being interviewed. Obviously, now I don't know what happened. It is very possible that everything your wife is saying is true. It's also very, very possible that she is a very angry, bitter woman because you're getting divorced and she wants to give it to you and screw you over. Nobody knows this. So what she has to say is really not indicative of whether it is a real marriage or not. All you have to do is prove, 1, you live together as a bona fide marriage. 2, you're divorced. That is all done on you. It has nothing. That's why they call it. I'm filing a waiver of the requirement to file a joint application. Your wife is out of the case. So why your wife was interviewed, I don't know, but it sounds like it's a violation of their own procedures.
Oh, okay. So what you're saying that USCIS violate their own procedure?
I'm saying it sounds like it. I mean, they have a right to go interview anybody they want. But this is a waiver case. What happened?
Yeah,
what happened
that's
with
right.
what happened with the case? Were you denied?
Yeah, no, they sent me a notice of intent to deny. I have 33 days to respond. I am in the process of respond right now.
Who is responding for you?
Me and one of the local lawyer here.
Okay, well, if you like your local lawyer, wonderful. But he should be, explaining everything. If not, then hire a different lawyer.
Yeah, but would you be able to work with me on this case if I decide to go to you?
Sure.
Okay. How should I contact you?
Hold on.
Because I have only 2 more weeks to do.
Okay, hold on. All right. We're going to get to more calls in a few minutes.
All right.
We're going to take at least 7 more calls, maybe more. So anybody on hold, please hold on. But right now, we have an attorney, a very interesting attorney by the name of David Levy. And he agreed to share his family immigration story with us. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name is David Levy. I'm an attorney here in the Personal Injury Department at Spar and Bernstein, and I'd like to share with you my immigration story. Immigration is a topic that's very, very dear to me, and it connects with me because of my history with it. My family originated from the former Soviet Union, the USSR. They lived in a region known as Uzbekistan, and they were Jewish, and they lived their entire life in persecution. They could never eat the way they wanted to eat. They could never learn the way they wanted to learn. They lived their entire life in fear, only for the purpose that they were Jews. So for example, my dad was very smart and successful and always wanted to become an attorney for his entire life. However, he realized that there was no future for him there because when he entered into his university studies, the moment that they found out that he was a Jew, they told him, "You've reached all that you can reach in this society, and there's nothing further for you here." And he felt limited in his potential and his future and who he can become solely because he was a Jew. For whatever reason that was, I don't know why, but that's the way that they view Jews, and second-class citizens is the term that I'd use. My mom, my dad, they used to come home, and various times of the day there would be people breaking into their homes, taking their belongings. Every day when my older brother and my sister would leave the house, my mom would pray that they would get home safe. And she would actually instruct them, if somebody asked if you're a Jew or not, don't say it. It was a horrible way of living, and finally in the year 1989, my dad decided, when the ports of entry were open in the Soviet Union, decided to make a change for his family, for us, and he took us originally to Israel, and then from Israel we eventually came to the United States. Hearing these stories growing up motivated me to become who I am today. My father was powerless because there was a corrupt system, a system under tyranny where citizens had no voice. And they came here to America and they got their immigration status and they're living here. And the beauty about America and the American dream is that every door that you want is open for you here. And here at Spar and Bernstein, one of the things that Mr. Brad Bernstein always says that really connects with me is that everyone has a right to the American dream. And I can't agree with that anymore. What my parents went through and what my family went through inspired me to be who I am today. I went from somebody whose family was completely demonized and attacked and persecuted in the former country to America where you can be anyone you want to be. And I became a lawyer so that I can use the justice system to help people who are often oppressed in a different way by larger insurance companies or larger corporations. And one thing that I love about America is whether you're legal, illegal, documented, undocumented, you're still a human being. And the beauty about the law is all humans are equal, and if you have a claim in a personal injury department, your immigration status, whatever they want to call it, is irrelevant. If you've been injured, Spar and Bernstein will help you. And that's why I became a lawyer, so that I can help everyone, every human being, anybody who's entitled to money. I will fight for you, and I have been fighting for all those people, no matter where they come from, and no matter who they are, and no matter what they've been through. And that's the beauty about this country, that's the beauty about this law firm, that's the beauty about the justice system in America.
Let's go to Susanna in Denville, New Jersey. Susanna.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing great. I have two questions for you.
Yes.
Question number one, how long can you, on a B2 visa, how long after being here can you do an adjustment of status?
How long can you adjust after you come on a B1, B2 visa?
Yes.
Well, you shouldn't adjust you shouldn't do anything for the first 90 days. After that, you're free to do what you want.
Okay, next question. My dad is a permanent resident here. His dad filed for him from Timbuktu, should say. I was on his paperwork from I was a baby. Can he file for me? He's married to a U.S. citizen.
Yes, he can file. Because you were on his case from Timbuktu, which I assume was the 80s or 90s, or I don't know how old you are. But
the
sometime
80s.
From the
I'm
80s.
32 now.
Okay, so you were on his case from 1980, Timbuktu. You're grandfathered under 245I. So you could do a job sponsorship and get your green card here. You can have your dad sponsor you and get your green card here. Just different waiting times. But you're 245I, which puts you in a very good position.
So will it take a long time?
It will. It depends what you do. If your dad files for you, it's about 5 to 7 years. If you do a job sponsorship, it could be 2 years. If you get married to a U.S. citizen, that's a different story. If you get married to a resident, that's a different story. There's all sorts of things you can do. So what I'd suggest is hold on and let's see what the best option for you is. The good news is no matter what you do, you're going to pay a penalty fee and get your green card here at the end. All right, because of Timbuktu. So hold on.
All right.
All right, let's go to Omar in Brooklyn. Omar.
Okay, hey, Brad, how you doing?
What's up?
So I'm calling. I recently spoke to you. I spoke to you about my wife annulling the marriage. This happened in California. However, I had a lawyer in California to get the marriage reversed. The annulment reversed, correction. Now we're back to being married. I want to know what can I do going forward.
What's your immigration status now?
Okay, so I currently, the 2-year conditional was expired, but I went to a different immigration lawyer to have it, the conditions removed. When I just currently checked, like 5 minutes ago, it says case. I'm just reading from the site, the case type from the USCIS. It says, as of August 29, we're processing the fingerprint for your farm.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, you don't have to read that. Let me ask you a question. Are you and your wife together or you're not together?
We're not together, Brian.
All right, so then you need to file a divorce. Have you done that?
I'm in the process of going to.
Okay. I don't know what your lawyer did for you because my assumption is, I don't recall our conversation, but this is my assumption. You had called me, you had a 2-year green card, your wife got an annulment. Annulment means the marriage never happened. It's void under the law.
Correct.
If you have a void marriage under the law, you can't remove the conditions on a marriage that never occurred legally. And then now you're screwed. So I probably told you reopen the annulment, which you did. Now you are legally married to this woman. You have 3 options on how to remove the conditions. You and your wife file together and say you're in a happy marriage, but you're not. You file a divorce now, terminate the marriage. You were married. It's now terminated. It was bona fide back in the day. That's an option, which you should be doing, but you didn't start a divorce yet. Or the third is your wife was abusive to you, and you're filing based on abuse, which is the only thing your lawyer could have done. And hopefully there was, I don't want to say hopefully there was abuse because nobody wants to be abused, but hopefully you have evidence of abuse because otherwise you're not going to get through.
I didn't hear that. Could you repeat that for me, please? I didn't hear that.
I said if you don't have evidence of abuse, you're not going to get through.
Oh, well, Brad, I have abuse because she marked up my passport to mark out the A number that was put in the consulate, and also actually was thrown in jail because she said I hit her.
That's not abuse.
Well, so I just don't know.
Marking out your passport and calling the police and saying you hit her, that's not abuse. That's her making, that's maybe evidence of her trying to emotionally abuse you. Maybe if it turns out not true, but it doesn't even reach the level of anything. Those 2 things in of itself. So what I would suggest you do is make an appointment, and you need to start a divorce. That's what you need to do. Hold on. All right. My iPad. Maybe let's see if this works now. Died. Dead. Dead.
No good.
See, nobody's been taking care of the studio while I was away.
Been in here.
Didn't I put you in charge of taking care of the studio, Yo-Yo?
If you did, I was in California.
Didn't I put you in charge? Sorry, least you can do is make sure everything's charged.
That was perfect.
All right, Christopher in Miami. Christopher.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
Good evening. How are you?
Sir, I have a question, sir. On marriage days, the immigration officer approved I-130. But regarding the I-485, he didn't approve. He's telling I have 2 arrests, and he wants to see more report from the police and all. And now I-485 is pending, sir.
What were you arrested for? What were you arrested for, Christopher?
One is for the resisting with the police, which is dismissed and sealed also. And another was with the domestic violence, like that was
what
also
happened with the
dismissed.
Case?
Sir?
What happened with that case?
Sir, still the 485 is pending. And
what happened with the domestic violence? What happened with the domestic violence case?
No, that is also dismissed and sealed.
Okay, so basically you have two arrests that were both dismissed and sealed. It goes against good moral character, but it doesn't make you inadmissible or deportable. So your question is what now?
So what will be the result, sir? I'm actually very much frustrated about that, sir. And both of the cases, the
Magic
domestic
8 ball.
violence also
Christopher
not so
got
much
arrested
violative.
twice. He wants to know if he's going to get a green card. You have to prove good moral character, Christopher, even though he wants to know what the final result's going to be.
But what will it be, Brad? Tell us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It says without a doubt.
So is in that case they will deny my case?
No. I said you have to prove good moral character. It's a discretionary decision. Okay? So why I use the Magic 8 ball is every time someone asks me, will immigration make a discretionary decision in my favor or not, only the Magic 8 ball knows. I don't know whether they will or won't. Okay? When you have two arrests, one for domestic violence, one for an assault against a police officer, even though both were ultimately dismissed, it goes against your moral character. They say, why you keep getting arrested for fighting? Fighting with cops and fighting with your spouse. Why you keep getting arrested for that? So they're going to say, maybe you're not a good guy. So you got to go with evidence and say, no, I am a good guy. Let me show you what a good guy I am. So I don't know whether you're going to get approved or not. You need a good lawyer and you need to show you're a good guy.
Actually, sir, I have done a consultation in your office recently. The lady was Jenny, and she told me that to consult with you.
Okay, so hold on one second. Have a consultation with me. All right, so let's go to Amarici in Fremont, California. Amarici.
Hi, Brad.
How are you?
Good afternoon.
Good
I'm
afternoon.
good. Thank you for this show.
Yes, thank you.
I have a question about my mom. So she came to the U.S. on May on a B2 visa. So her visa was expiring on August this year. So during her entry, they gave her 6 months. That means she's admitted until November 2019. So, but we needed her to stay more, because she hasn't actually, I applied for I-539 for her.
Okay, you filed for an extension for her? Are you a citizen?
Yes, sir.
Are you a citizen?
So I am. My husband is, but I'm a green card holder.
Okay,
I
so
just applied.
there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do for her until you become a citizen. What's her problem? Why does she need to stay?
Because of our work, we didn't go to the places we planned to. So we applied to extend it so that during our leave next year, we can all go for the vacation.
Nice.
So
basically you just And your question is what?
Okay, so actually I applied. Then my question is, since her visa, her I-9 for will be expiring next month. So I'm just wondering
This is
if
on
she
the
needs to go home.
on the initial 6 months or the extension for 6 months?
No, on the initial 6
No,
months.
as long as you put it in I-539, she's allowed to stay another 6 months or until they make a decision, one or the other.
Okay, the question is her actual visa has expired in August.
It's the I-94. It's not the visa.
Okay. So it doesn't matter.
No.
Even if. Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yay. Okay. Speak to you later.
Thank you, Ben.
You're welcome. Let's go to Angie in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Angie.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Angie.
I came to United States in 2015 with a visitor visa.
With a what visa?
Yes, I overstay.
Uh-huh.
But I get married a month ago with a citizen, a U.S. citizen. But since he was going to file the green card for me.
Right.
But since the new law is already active.
No, it's not active. There's an injunction right now. The old affidavit of laws still apply. So file now while the old laws still apply.
Oh, so if I apply, I don't need a lawyer for that?
Of course you need a lawyer, because you don't even know whether old laws apply or new laws apply. So you don't even know what laws are applying to you. Why would you file without a lawyer? But you're asking me, since the new laws apply, and I said there's an injunction, file now before it's too late. Yes, you need a lawyer. When somebody says, I don't even know what the laws are, guess what? You need a lawyer. Hold on. Let's go to Jackie in Miami. Jackie.
Hey, Brad, can you hear me?
I do. What's up?
Okay, hey, so I'm currently on a TPS. Me and my husband have been married since 2014. So we just filed for my the I-30 since the TPS is about to end. So I was wondering if we're gonna run into any issues because we've been together. Like it's a real relationship. We have a,
what is CPS?
I'm sorry. Temporary protective status.
Oh, TPS. My apologies.
Yes.
All right. Where are you from originally, Jackie?
El Salvador.
El Salvador. How did you come to the United States?
So my parents brought me with a visitor's visa.
And your husband's
and then
a citizen?
Yeah, he was born here.
So why don't you file an adjustment?
Yeah, that's what we did. Yeah, well, that's what we're starting already. So, like, my thing is, like, we have a real relationship, but, like, all our stuff has pretty much been separate, like our bank accounts, you know, like,
so this
we've
is what
been
you
living
need to do. You live together.
I'm sorry?
This is what you need to do now.
Okay.
Okay? As you know, because I assume you watch my show, as you know,
Yes.
the government says a relationship is you live together and you have a financial relationship together. You're telling me it's real, you live together, but you have separate financial relationship. We have a combined relationship now. Okay? Combine your financial relationship. Start filing joint tax returns. Get a bank account together. Put your money in the bank account. Pay your bills through that bank account. File an adjustment application.
Okay, so then my issue. Okay, so I had another question. He owes money like to the IRS.
How much?
Right. So, probably like between 11,000 to 14,000.
So then you need me as your attorney, or because I'll also get you in touch with Carmela, who's our tax attorney. She can do what's called an offer in compromise, which would basically negotiate his tax bill down to pennies on the dollar. Assuming he qualifies. And then your concern is that you're going to put money in the bank account where he owes money and the government's going to siphon the money out. So
no. That's not my concern.
Well, I would be concerned about that. I would be concerned about that.
There's not much to say, Brad, so I'm not concerned about that. So the thing is, like, he hadn't filed taxes. He just did 3 years, like, recently, but I have been filing my taxes, but I'm head of household, and he filed as head of household.
So basically, we got to fix your tax issue. You got to start having a joint financial relationship. It's something that you need a lawyer to do. So you don't want to hold out any longer saying, okay, I'm not going to file an adjustment because we have all these tax issues and financial issues, and therefore I'm not going to file an adjustment. I'm going to let my TPS expire and get deported. Now, guess what? You're adding more issues to your life. So let's fix this and file an adjustment and move up instead of moving down. All right?
Okay,
so
perfect.
Hold on
All
one second. Let's go to Grace in Laguna Beach, California. Grace.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Brad.
How you
Good
doing?
afternoon.
How you doing?
I'm good. I received a check this morning for my U.S. My status, and my status. I read that my appeal was dismissed. So I'm worried about that right now.
Appeal of what?
My 157 for my removal condition.
Okay, so your I-751.
Yes.
There's no appeal of an I-751. You filed an I-751 and you're saying the case was denied?
I don't know, because right now I saw that one in my appeal, and then they said they're gonna
are you in deportation or you're not in deportation?
They sent me before that one. If I didn't answer that one, they're gonna deport me, and then I answer all the questions that one, and then I send it to them.
And now it's been denied.
And now they send me that.
Okay. So do you have a lawyer?
Right now, no.
Okay, so that's why this is all happening to you. Okay. All right. So let me explain to you what happened. Are you? By the way, you and your husband are together, or you're not together?
Yes, we live together.
Okay. So you have to prove you and your spouse live together, and you submitted an application to remove the conditions of your permanent residence. And immigration sent you a letter. It's called a request for further evidence, and they said you haven't proven you and your spouse are in a bona fide marriage. And if you watch my show, you know what a bona fide marriage is. You live together, you have a financial relationship together. Those are the two things. And you got this letter, you say, okay, I can answer this. You answered it, and obviously did not answer it to their satisfaction. And now they have denied you. So now you are going to be put in deportation. All right? That's what happens next. You get a second bite at the apple. You get to go before a judge and prove it's a real marriage. If you and your spouse are living together, it's a real marriage. You just got to prove it. You're not doing a good job proving it. All right? So before you get yourself deported, hold on one second, all right?
Okay.
All right. With that being said, where are we at? I spoke with Spar and Bernstein's personal injury attorney and partner, Moshe the Bulldozer Baruch, about what to do if you're in a construction accident. Let's watch. Every year, 10% of construction workers are injured on the job site. According to the Census of Fatal Occupational Injuries in 2017 alone, 5,147 construction workers died on the job. When an accident leaves a construction worker incapacitated, they and their families lose the financial security they once had. A good attorney is needed to make sure that the injured parties are compensated to the highest level, because most of the time they will never be able to work again. And there is only one bite of the apple when it comes to fighting for compensation in court. With me to discuss what to do if you or a loved one is involved in a construction accident is Spar and Bernstein's personal injury attorney, Moshe the Bulldozer Baruch. Hello, Moshe.
How you doing, Brad?
Mr. Bulldozer, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
You've been called that many times, right?
That's right.
Yes. Where did you get that name? From an adversary, I think, right?
I believe so. It was a deposition, I think, when I was so aggressive. He's like, look, you're like a freaking bulldozer. You just want to skim through this deposition really quickly.
So anyway, and it stuck. So, everyone at Spar Bernstein gets a name, even the attorneys, we call you the bulldozer. Let me ask you a question. We're talking about construction accidents here. If you're at a construction site and you get hurt on the job, what do you do?
If you're hurt on a construction site, the first thing I recommend somebody do is stay put, don't move, get your phone out, call 911, get medical attention. That's the first thing you need to do.
Do you know how many people say the first thing I do is to call the safety foreman?
That's what they tell them to do, because they're interested parties. You should never do that, because those people have adverse interests against you.
The site safety foreman actually is employed by the insurance company.
That's right.
They're looking to limit their liability, not give you what you're fully owed.
Correct.
So the site safety foreman is actually against you, not for you. And I think the reason, not only do you want to get medical attention, and the quickest way to get medical attention is to call an ambulance, not have your colleagues drive you to the hospital, but just as important, if you're going to have a lawsuit, and if you're going to be injured and not going to be able to work again, you're going to want to have a lawsuit because you're never going to be able to earn an income again. You have to demonstrate and document what happened.
Exactly.
So if you call an ambulance, there is no question that the accident happened on the job. I've seen in my career, and I'm sure you have as well, many instances where the colleagues drove somebody to the hospital, and then the insurance company or the construction company would say, they never got injured on our site, we have no record of it.
That's a good point. So what happens is, if you have one of your colleagues take you to the hospital after an incident occurs, now the facts have changed. Now everybody can move things around at where the incident occurred. So if a ladder fell, for example, the ladder can be picked up and put away somewhere. And now you don't have the actual ladder to take pictures of, or to have an EMS personnel put notes in and take notes about what happened. So you're right. You should always stay where you are, call for help, medical attention, and get everything documented.
Right. So really the two things, when you say, ouch, I'm hurt, I'm really hurt, is get an ambulance, because the ambulance is going to document that the accident happened, and they're also going to be the quickest way to get medical attention. And two, if you're able to, everyone has a cell phone now, Moshe, right?
Oh, yeah.
If you're able to, only if you're able to, take out your phone and take pictures or video of everything around you, who's there, what happened, what fell. Take pictures, as many pictures as you can, because you have to document that that accident happened and how it happened. And if you're too injured, but you're able to talk, ask one of your colleagues to do it for you.
Absolutely. And another thing, Brad, a lot of people, we get a lot of these phone calls. They get injured, that moment, but they don't seek medical attention until the following morning. Why? Because they want to show their colleagues that they're big, tough guys. But what they don't understand is that this more time you wait to get medical attention for your pain, even if it's just a sprain, get medical attention that instant moment. Because the longer you wait to get medical attention, you're delaying your case and you might be adversely affecting the
But
case.
not only, you're adversely affecting it because now you're leaving a question about were you injured at that moment, or was there something else that happened in the preceding days? Maybe you fell on the street, maybe you fell at home, that all of a sudden now 1 week later you're complaining you're in pain.
Exactly.
So you get medical attention immediately if you're in pain, because you want to document that that pain, that injury, is a result of this accident that you took pictures of, your colleagues took pictures of, and that the ambulance came to the scene and saw you there lying in pain and treated you as a result of the accident that happened. Moshe, quickly, before we leave, because people always like to know about our Spar and Bernstein success stories, tell us about one of your great success stories in a construction accident case.
Sure. 3 or 4 months ago, we settled a case where one of our clients was on a scaffold. He was putting sheetrock on the scaffold, and the scaffold, for reasons that are irrelevant to us for the purposes of the case, it fell. And when the scaffold fell, our client fell with it, and he fractured his vertebrae. He had a subsequent fusion surgery, which fuses the two vertebrae together, the uninjured vertebrae. And what happened was, we owners of the premises, we sued the contractors, the subcontractors. So we proved that he couldn't ever work as a construction laborer again. We got him almost $6 million, Brad.
Wow.
Yep.
That's an amazing result. $6 million. If anybody is ever injured in a construction accident, call Moshe the bulldozer, Baruch. We call him the bulldozer. They call me Uncle Brad, so you're the bulldozer. But more importantly, if you know anybody who works at a construction site, you never know when an accident happens. And when an accident happens, the last thing you need to worry about is who you're going to call. So just save our telephone number in your phone. God forbid you or a loved one gets injured. 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Save that number in your phone, and God forbid anybody ever gets injured that you know at a construction site, you can call us immediately, because what you've learned today is it's the most important thing is to get treatment immediately and have your lawyer on the case immediately. Thanks, Moshe. Great job.
Sure. Thanks, Brad.
Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome. All right, before we get into our social media check-in, which we're going to get into in a second, I do got to remind everybody, if you're part of the Brad Squad and you know how to become part of the Brad Squad, you just ask for membership on our Facebook page, on our group page, Brad Squad, and you are part of the Brad Squad, and you follow me on Instagram, and you didn't get your questions answered, you can always drop me a DM on Instagram. I'll try to do my best to answer it. You can follow me at Real Brad Bernstein on Instagram. In addition, you can follow Brad Show Live on Instagram as well and see the best of Brad Show Live, as well as our best produced pieces as well, a little behind the scenes as well. And you can follow us at Brad Show Live at Brad Show Live. And Belgium Kim and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias.
You can follow me at Travel Queen Kim.
And you never know what's going to be on my stories.
Oh my God, Jonathan's is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jonathan's is crazy.
This morning I had a celebrity who has over 3 million followers in my house today, getting her makeup and hair done. So you won't know unless you follow me.
Right.
So go right now at Jonathan Elias TV.
Jonathan posts like a fiend.
You apparently
every hour Jonathan's posting. And you know everything he's doing on an hour by hour
I'm my
basis.
own social media manager.
Yes.
So.
That's true. And honestly, even if you're friends with Jonathan, you won't know what's going on, because I have been beside this dude for like the last 4.5 hours, and this is the first time I'm hearing about this celebrity in his apartment.
Yeah, we'll have to find out soon. Right. So
Right
obviously what we've learned is Jonathan is not real-time posting,
Right.
but posting several hours after the fact.
No, I posted it at that time.
Oh, you did? Oh, I didn't see it.
morning.
Everybody storm J7.
I'm not going to say what it really is, but that's not what it is.
I don't think the doorman can stop us all.
It's not J7.
You're right. It's 7J. It's it's floors first.
It's not 7J either, so great.
Meanwhile, everybody start a watch party right now. If you're on Facebook, start your watch party right now. Tell everybody. I'm going to try to answer as many social media questions as we can in something we like to call social media check-in. But they won't get their questions answered if you don't start a watch party because they won't know to leave their question.
That's
There
correct.
you go.
Right? So start your watch parties right now so we can get as many social media questions answered. We're not going to screw around. This is not speed round social media, but we're not going to screw around. We're going to try to answer as many as we can, but not crazy like speed round, but maybe somewhere in the middle.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go.
All right, guys, remember the first 5 questions that we're asking today and any day that we're shooting live are the first 5 questions that we receive on the Facebook fan page group. So you guys have to join the actual Brad Squad in order to get this amazing advantage.
By the way, apparently Belgium Kim wants one of Jonathan's neighbors' apartment to be stormed. She's giving the wrong apartment.
You're giving the wrong one. That's fine.
Some lady's going to be watching Wheel of Fortune like, what's everybody doing here?
I forgot. We're storming 9J, not 7J. Do
All
not.
of a sudden, 7J gets stormed. It's like some lady watching Wheel of Fortune like, what's going on here?
And you know Jonathan is hearing that inside his door and not saying a word.
All right, let's go. Social media, we're running late.
All right, Shernit saying, can I file for citizenship if you were charged for robbery and I got the plea deal disorderly conduct? 3 people walking to their car, cop came to
the answer is we don't need the facts.
All right.
Disorderly conduct's not a deportable offense. It does go against good moral character. As long as it happened more than 5 years ago, you should be okay.
All right.
We got an email from Anonymous who said, my aunt came to the U.S. in the 90s using someone else's passport. A couple years later, there was an ICE raid at her place of employment, and she was detained and issued an order to show cause. She went to Federal Plaza, never heard back from ICE. Fast forward a few years later, she married a U.S. citizen, and 20 years later, she's now applying for naturalization. Should she be concerned about the order to show cause from the 90s, even though she was able to obtain a green card later on?
Yes, because a lot of times immigration misses it when you get your green card, but they catch it when you become a citizen. I just had a guy come in who had a order to show cause for a deportation from the 1990s, got his green card, traveled several times, filed for citizenship. They didn't catch it, but he missed his swearing in. He went to Canada to a funeral, and on his return, they finally caught it. And now he's in deportation from a prior deportation from 25 years ago.
Jeez.
So it happens. She should be very worried. She should come see us, Mrs. Anonymous.
All right.
Yes.
Dana Love saying, hey, Brad, good day. Quick question. My divorce decree grounds are an incompatibility and
irreconcilable differences.
There you go. Is this going to affect my citizenship?
No.
Nicole said, if my husband is seeking asylum, would it affect the process we're already in?
If Nicole is filing for her husband and he previously filed for asylum, yes, it will affect it. The husband has to withdraw the asylum and let Nicole continue the case.
Okay. I think that's answering.
I know telepathically what Nicole's question was.
What that question was going to be.
Wow.
I got you.
All right. Chocolate Diva saying, squad up, Brad, it's me, Terry.
Okay, Terry.
From live Facebook show.
All right, Terry.
Now,
That's right, Terry's real.
April. Okay, yeah.
I'm like,
April,
what was that guy?
Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio Hall. Bring it back, Arsenio Hall. Right.
All right.
Another good Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Not a Halloween costume, right? Oh,
I think that would probably be me.
Probably.
Next year, we're going to do Coming to America. All right. And
that actually would be amazing.
Yes, and you could be the father in the lion outfit.
The lion outfit.
The lion outfit.
I'll be the
Kim
king.
could be the mother. No, Kim could be the lady with the rose petals.
Yeah. I need to be the princess. Hold on, I'm already rocking the hair. I got this. I got this, fam. I got this.
Yes,
exactly.
You could be the woman with the rose petals.
I need that. I need that. That's exactly what I need. Ooh, Coming to America. Halloween 2020. Stay tuned.
Or you could be Daryl with the greasy hair.
Oh no, that definitely won't be that.
With the Jerry curl.
Right. So glow.
Is that what it was?
That was what it was.
No.
All right, guys.
Continuing.
Now, April 5th, 2019, filed the I-751 joint petition, a lease, joint tax, PICS cards, vacation abroad, my biological kids' graduation abroad, including family and friends, credit card statements. April 10th, 2019, got an 18th month extension to 10/02/2019. Notice that no biometric needed. Now 10/09/19.
Is this going to be one of those magic 8 balls? Will I get my conditions removed?
In your experience, is this something positive, negative, or just a shift of case load?
If it's more than 18 months, then you've got to start questioning what's going on. But to remove the conditions of your permanent residence, it's an 18 to 24 month process right now.
Miss Jean said, I came into the U.S. as a K2 visa holder. My parent got married within the 90 days, and he filed for his adjustment of status, but I never filed because of a financial situation. It came that I went into my 21st birthday without adjusting my status, and since then I've never filed, and now I'm 24 and married to a U.S. citizen.
You cannot file through married to a U.S. citizen. You got to file through your K2. Still.
So my parent got his conditional green card in 2016, but he's battling in court to remove the condition since he's now divorced.
You need to file an adjustment as a K2. But you need, the problem is that you don't have an affidavit of support from your petitioning spouse because the parents are getting a divorce. So I doubt that now the stepfather or stepmother, whoever it may be, is going to give an affidavit of support. So the K2 adjustment, I take it back. It's not going to work because you don't have an affidavit of support.
Right.
Even though you're 24, you can still do it.
Right.
Now you got to file an I-130, a provisional waiver, go home and come back.
Through the spouse then?
Through the spouse.
Okay.
Because he's not ineligible to adjust.
To adjust through
any
the K2.
other way. Right.
Got it.
All right, I have someone who's been hitting me up in my Instagram from Ethiopia. So don't know the name, but I'm gonna ask questions now. So I came to America on a B1, B2 visa. Then I got married after they gave me a work permit, sent us interview papers, but we didn't go because we didn't agree about a lot of things. He left her, and he went to another country. He's the spouse. Now, she tried everything in time to meet, and then met another person, actually, who's the best friend who she fell in love with. Now, went to go get divorced, but they sent me denial papers for the I-485. I did apply for the divorce first. Then I had to marry again. I'm very scared because they said that you have to be out of the USA within 33 days. My divorce takes 2 months. What can I do? I'm very confused, and my boyfriend is... also worried. So what's the next step? September 28th,
Step
they
one
sent the
is,
paper.
don't worry.
Don't worry.
There we go.
Step two, go back and refer to step one, don't worry. They have to put you in deportation first. That's a process, assuming they're going to do that. You will be divorced and remarried before any of that happens. And God forbid you do get put in deportation, you know Uncle Brad, you call me, and we'll get the case pushed out a little bit until you're divorced and remarried, and you prove it's a bona fide marriage. So make sure what you need to do is remember step one, don't worry. Step two, obviously, get the divorce and get married.
I would love for any lawyer, if I was worried, to tell me not to worry.
Yes.
Real New Moon has a very interesting question. I've got a question on behalf of a friend. So my friend is married to a U.S. citizen. And his wife's daughter's boyfriend, so the U.S. citizen daughter, so technically the stepdaughter's boyfriend, does not like New Moon's friend. So does not like the immigrant in the house. And he says that he doesn't trust him being an immigrant, and he considers this a threat and is scared for his life. Is there anything he can do?
I'm confused.
So basically, there is someone who is living, who's being filed for by his spouse, who is in a living situation that includes his stepdaughter's boyfriend. The boyfriend does not like immigrants in general and seems to be threatening the man in question.
Don't let the boyfriend in the house.
But I think he lives there. From what it seems like it's a live-in situation.
So then move
is there
with your wife. Yeah. Move, get out.
Right.
Or kick someone out. I don't know whose home it is.
Right.
But somebody's got to get out.
And if it's not the boyfriend's home, feasibly kick out the boyfriend.
Kick out
You're
the
more
boyfriend.
family than stepdaughter's boyfriend.
Right, jeez.
All right, Ramiro is saying, I'm a green card holder that was charged with intimidation by telephone, which is class 3 misdemeanor in the state of Nebraska with a maximum sentence of 3 months in jail or $500 fine. My 10-year green card expires next year, and this charge happened in August of 2018. Would I have any problems renewing my green card?
No, because if the maximum jail sentence is 3 months or less, it's not a deportable offense.
And our last question in this round comes from Chuka, who said, can a friend file the I-751 marriage base at the same time with the citizenship application form, or do they wait for this I-751 to be approved
You should
first?
wait for the I-751. I mean, you can after, you don't do it at the same time. You file the I-751 first. After you've been a conditional resident for 3 years and you still don't have the I-751 approved, yes, in theory you can file citizenship, but it's just going to keep delaying and delaying. You have multiple applications. Get the I-751 approved first. Years ago, I used to say differently, file the citizenship.
Right.
But now what I've noticed is it just delays more. With that being said, Jonathan went to the Feast of San Gennaro, which is held each year in Little Italy, New York City from September 12th to September 22nd. He had a blast. He met lots of great folks. And from what I understand, he ate his way through Little Italy. We will, for the next 7.5 minutes, watch Jonathan eat every possible Italian food known to mankind. Let's watch.
What's up, Brad Squad? This is Jonathan Elias, and we are at the Feast of San Gennaro right here in New York City. And this is a celebration of the patron saint of Naples, Italy, which transforms Little Italy into a red, white, and green frenzy. We're at the corner of Canal and Mulberry, where I'm gonna take you all on a ride full of food, great games, and amazing people. We're gonna talk to attendees, and we're also gonna talk to some of the vendors. And you know, baby boy likes to eat. Let's go. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing great.
This is not you guys' first time here, right?
Oh no.
One time or many times. We come every year.
So what keeps you coming back?
Because we have a lot of fun just walking around. People are pleasant. The food is excellent. We just had a great deal on lunch. Everybody's nice.
As a native New Yorker, I've always tried to make my way down here. I'm actually on my lunch break right now.
Well, what brings you back?
The people, the energy, and obviously the food. That brings me back. But you know, just being amongst New York, and New York kind of like celebrates this every year.
So I stopped because I saw that. What is that?
Sausage and peppers.
Man, how is it?
It's good. It's great.
Yeah?
Yep.
So is this your first time at San Gennaro?
Yeah. We're celebrating our anniversary too.
Do you feel like it's important for other cultures to come and indulge into cultures like this?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a melting pot here. So it's good to be able to enjoy different cultures' food and appreciate it.
I believe it's very important because we're all one race. We're all humans. We all have different dialects and different ways of cooking, different ways of talking, different ways of learning. So I think that as a human race, we all should kind of like, you know, blend in, get in where we fit in, and enjoy other cultures, enjoy other foods.
It's a nice mixture of different nationalities and people.
What is your immigration story?
My mother came from Greece and my father came from Colombia.
Nice. And how long ago was that?
They're first generation.
Nice.
So I guess 50 years.
I'm Hispanic. I'm Puerto Rican. My grandparents were the first generation to come over here.
Yeah.
And then, you know, my mother came here with my mother when she was younger.
My parents were born from the South, and I'm pretty sure they migrated over from Africa.
She's Puerto Rican, and I have a African-American father.
I've been here since I was 2. I'm 75. So, you know, I've been here a long time. I was born in Puerto Rico, but I came here when I was 2, but we went right to the Bronx, and then from the Bronx, Manhattan.
I was born here, however, my father comes from Puerto Rico and my mom comes from Ecuador.
Nice.
So I was just, you know, pretty much raised here, and then from here moved to Florida.
Yeah, born in Jamaica, left when I was 3, came to America. My folks, I tell my wife all the time, like, they came here with 2 small kids, 30-something years old, and within 10 years, they have 2 places.
Wow.
So that's literally the American dream, to come up with 2 small kids to a foreign country, and then within 10 years, have 2 places already.
I love it.
So, but we're mixed, Indian, Jewish, and Jamaican, so I'm a super Mongol.
We have a lot of Jamaican viewers as well.
Yes.
What are some things you guys tried? Is this the first thing that you tried?
This is the first thing we got. Yep.
So did you guys put together a list of anything that you do want to try?
The Zeppelis, the cannolis, the penny alla vodka, all the
I've been seeing a lot of
pizza.
funnel cakes too.
Gotta spread the love.
Yeah.
You know?
There's always the food that brings everybody together.
What are you guys excited to try today?
But I love cheesecake. And in general, the Italian pastries are awesome.
What should I try that's savory?
I'll go with the Italian sausage. The onions, the peppers. Come on, you can't go
It
wrong
makes
with
you
that.
dance for no good reason.
There you go. There you go.
Randomly. You don't have to eat it. It just osmosis.
Well, a great savory food, obviously, would be this, the sausage and peppers, with just like regular grilled onions, right over from Giudice, which is right over there.
How about desserts?
Definitely cannolis is not a funnel cake.
Those are all the desserts I need to try, right?
Yes, exactly.
You guys ever been to Italy?
No, we're planning on it though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is this kind of motivation for you?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. We are at
Giudice, Tre Cugini.
So I'm gonna tell you why we especially came to you. We interviewed about like 4 people, and 2 of them were eating amazing looking sausages, and we asked where they got it from, and they said Giudice.
Gigi's, that's right. Well,
look at it. We came here.
Good for you.
Tell me about the food that you make.
And we try to cover from meat to veggies to anything you can think of. We try to make everyone happy.
Do you have an actual store or a restaurant?
No, we just do this once a year.
Nice.
Yeah, it's our tradition. A whole bunch of family that pitches in and helps.
So how long have you been doing this?
We've been doing this 15 years now.
What are some things that you feel that people should know about Italians?
Italians do everything from their heart, whether they're feeding you or helping you with anything, and they're genuinely happy to do it.
What's the difference you feel from food in Italy than the Italian food here in the States?
I mean, we pretty much got it covered here because there's a lot of Italians raised here, and they're bringing all the recipes from Italy to here, so it's pretty much the same. Maybe a little better in Italy.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
What does it mean for you to represent your culture, have your family also represent with you here at San Gennaro?
It means everything to me. I actually moved to Italy a few years ago, so I lived there. And I fly in just to do this because, like I said, it's tradition, and I would never miss a year.
So what's your immigration story? Did you live here before?
Yes, I was born here, I was raised here. My parents came from Italy. They stayed and they raised us here. But they taught us all the same values and everything, all the lessons learned in Italy, especially the recipes.
And I can't wait to try. So, yes,
you ready?
I am.
A half for hot.
Uh-huh.
A half for sweet.
Ooh.
And all meat.
Yeah.
Thank you, GG's. Enjoy.
Thank you, thank you.
How is it?
Now,
be honest, you're on camera.
Amazing. What? All right, guys, I'm excited because we interviewed you last year, right? Miss Karen Cha-Cha right here, and you have your sister here.
I'm Denise Wilson. Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm great. How important is it to represent for your family and your culture at this event?
My husband was born here in Little Italy. He was a staple of this community. He died here. He kept the culture alive and the Italian people together. This feast is about the Italian culture and heritage.
How important is it for other cultures to come to events like this?
It's very important because the young people today are from all cultures and all different walks of life, and they have the opportunity to experience things in life. And one of them, which they all love to do, is eat.
Yes.
And it's food.
Would it be wise for me to try the chicken parm?
Oh my God, taste everything.
So I want to do it in front of you guys.
Okay, here we go.
Ooh! Yeah!
Love it. Want a prosciutto? Oh my God, it's special, made from Cha-Cha.
Cha-Cha, this is for you. Oh my God!
That's a more.
I love San Gennaro! Hey everyone, all right, we're at Ferraris, the first bakery here in America, and you guys already know baby boy likes a good pastry, and we're here with one of the owners, Adeline. How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Amazing, and hungry.
You're at the right place then.
Tell me about your shop.
We are the oldest pasticceria and espresso bar in America. We are 127 years old, same family, but we're incorporated since 1892.
So how important is it to represent for your culture, especially when you see so many different cultures come into your restaurant?
It's extremely important for us to represent the Italian culture. That is our heritage.
How does it feel to represent in the San Gennaro Festival?
We are part of the San Gennaro Festival for the whole 93 years. It brings so many people together, so many people to see what the Italian culture is. It may not be all Italian as it was in the past, but you know, it represents the Italian culture very well.
Tell me some things that you would like the viewers to know something about the Italians.
Food is love for Italians. My grandmother wasn't like warm and cuddly, but she showed her love through her food. Eat every Sunday meal together.
Am I invited? Am I?
Hey, listen, we want anybody's invited.
How do you compare food in Italy to food out here?
People that taste Italian food here, when they go to Italy, don't always love it because they're used to this Italian food, but you cannot beat Italy's food.
What's your immigration story?
And my great-grandparents are from Italy. Ferraris is in our family for 5 generations. 3 generations are working right now. It was both actually on my grandmother and my grandfather's side, and they got married So for my father, it was from his mother and his father.
You already know I need to try some of this dessert. I want you to give me top 3 maybe that I should try.
I'm gonna say the cannoli,
Okay.
the lobster tail,
Okay.
gelato, and our tricolor cookie.
And those are exactly what I was looking at, so I'm about to go try them. All right, y'all, so I am waiting for my dessert. I know, ooh, right on time. Ooh. There's the gelato, strawberry gelato. Ooh, tiramisu. Tri-colored cookies, come on.
And the lobster tail. Enjoy.
I want you to hear me chew as well, all right? What? Just got a cheesecake as well. I want to take the first bite of this lobster tail. This lobster tail is amazing. I love me some gelato, so this right here is the tiramisu. Y'all want some? Kim, where you at? Yes! I don't even care at the fact that everybody's looking at me. Look at that whole line. So now this cheesecake. The best cheesecake I've ever had. Multicolored cookies right here. Man, I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank you so much for joining. This is San Gennaro. If you ain't been here before, make sure you come. All right, bye.
Baby boy likes to eat.
Baby boy
loves to eat.
Not another food festival alone, you know, not another one. It's gonna
You
be
ain't coming with me,
a
baby.
2-correspondent shoot from now on.
You're like, all you gotta do is flash Bradshaw live and you're getting free lobster tails?
Listen.
I'm like, nobody ever gave me free lobster
I
tails.
had to also flash this smile too. You know what I mean?
Flash it Bradshaw live with the free lobster tails.
That was impossible for you to finish. You looked like you absolutely needed backup. I will be there at every single one from here on
I backed myself
out.
up in my bed that night and the night after.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, we got 10 questions, 90 seconds. We're at past 8 o'clock.
Oh, Lord.
So we gotta go eat ourselves.
Woo, yes, we do.
Right? All right, you ready?
We are ready.
90 seconds, Julian.
Let's do this fast.
All right, 90 seconds. Let's go.
Mia's.
We don't have 90 seconds.
No,
on
we
the
don't.
clock.
Oh, I was on it. I was red day. 90
Red
seconds.
day.
I'm red day.
Maybe we should do this old school and have the
Brad Squad,
Brad
do
Squad
us.
count.
I mean, that's not problematic.
No.
We can have Jonathan and San Gennaro.
Julian apparently is a little rusty. We haven't been on in a while.
Right.
Let's see.
Right. I appreciate Terry, the real dough for a hot second, calling out the large amount of shade in that piece coming from Jonathan. Kim, where you at? That was just rude. That was rude. Thank you, Terry, for being on my side. I appreciate you, Brad Squad.
All right, so we're going to do this old school.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
All right, we're going to do this
Let's do it old school.
Old school. Someone keep track at home.
Yeah, somebody time
10
us.
questions, 90 seconons. Nobody has a timer. Nobody has Jenny from the cubicle counting.
But
we're
I
just
can
going
tell
to
you.
do it.
I can.
There we go.
There we
All
go.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, great.
Now
But it's
Only
fine.
when Brad is on
That's
you.
fine.
Okay.
All right, go.
Mia says, I'm a green card holder. Can I file for my son and his wife with his 3 kids?
Yes, that's one question.
Cap said, I sent the original documents to USCIS as RFE. Now my case has been sent to the National Visa Center. How am I going to get these documents back?
Write them a letter.
Rog said, how long again for VAWA to get approved?
We don't know.
Erica's saying, can a citizen file for a daughter who's 26 and a son who's married but was deported?
Yes, but if he got deported for some weird reason, he may not be able to come back. He definitely needs a waiver.
Erica said, what if my son filed for me and
oh.
I'm married? How long will it take to get me through?
Your son filed?
Yep.
The same as if you're unmarried, 12 to 18 months.
Triple saying, I got my EAD and appointment after my marriage-based interview. Can I travel with my AP?
Yes.
And finally, Mother of Genres got my biometrics AOS ROC last month. How long do I need to wait for the next steps?
What's ROC?
I don't got my biometrics AOS ROC last month.
Next step is an interview, which can happen anywhere from 3 to 9 months from there.
Mike says if my son is a citizen and he... Is that it?
No, that's not 10.
Mike's saying if
7.
my son is a citizen and he has a serious medical issue and the doctor said I can't take him out of the state, can I use my green card, please? I need an answer.
Use your green card for what?
To take the son who's... can I...
All right, this is a disaster speed round.
All right.
This is a disaster.
This is called the disaster round.
Oh, it was the 6 she was flipping. I saw 9.
I don't even know what ROC means, but okay.
Okay.
All right, we're going to have to try speed round again tomorrow.
Yes.
This was...
Surely there have been better speed rounds.
That was the worst speed round we've ever had.
The lack of Jenny from the cubicle, or like there was Jenny from the cubicle.
There was nothing.
The timer messed me.
No timer, nothing. I keep seeing Jonathan at San Gennaro eating, getting me hungry in the middle of me answering questions. This is like a disaster.
Fair.
Yeah, let's end off and then start tomorrow.
Comments of the day. Do we have comments of the day? Yeah, if we had a bomb, we would be all dead right now.
Yeah, dead.
Dead.
Just like your iPad.
That's
all
right.
All right, our first comment of the day comes from Lynn Brown saying, it's good to be out of Bradshaw Live rehab. That drying, it was killing me.
Ooh, that drying out.
Oh, drying.
The drying out.
Yeah.
You dry out in rehab?
Yes.
Don't worry, we're back. I was going to say something gross. Abigail Taylor Watson said, yeah, I feel like I'm coming home. Miss the hard Brad Squad.
All right.
Nice. And our third comment of the day comes from Aminata saying, Brad Crew, where are you getting this energy from every time on the program? Loving the energy.
Thank you very much.
That's good. That makes us feel good.
And thank you, Starbucks.
Every
Open
day.
for sponsorships. Terry. And of course, we got Dawn Harriet talking about all of that knowledge you're dropping, Brad, because she didn't know what quid pro quo meant until now.
Oh, wow.
Thanks, and that's why I love this show so much, Brad.
Nice.
Cute.
Yeah. And our next one comes from Terry, the real slim ass, saying, you are Jamaican, Brad. You got your Jamaican stamp long time, and nobody can deny you that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's true.
That is true.
Kelly Desire said, I gotta love you guys. If I'm in a bad mood, right here is where I come to woosah.
Ooh.
That's what I do too. I'm always in a bad mood when I walk in. I'm happy by the time I end the show.
Same. It's actually same.
Right?
Same.
This is true.
Yes, very much.
And we have one. Is there one more after
No,
this?
that's
This
it.
is the last one,
Last
and this is
one.
actually one of my favorite ones I've ever read. All right? This one comes from Janet Shorter saying, great job, Brad, the best immigration lawyer on the planet Earth. He's like a real Louis Vuitton bag experience, but lasts forever. Don't use those knockoff lawyers. You'll be deported. He came through for my
That's
family.
right.
Listen,
Oh,
he came through for my family, and he will do the same for you.
That's
Thanks,
right.
Brad.
That's right.
amazing.
You walk into Louis Vuitton and spend the money. You don't go on the street corner with the knockoff one.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
That's right. That's 100%
All right. We'll
right.
see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Friday, we're back live in 22 hours. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465.